Okay, folks, we want to say welcome. That first day, sincerely apologize for coming up a bit late. You know, it's sometimes good to be better to be late than never. You know, so welcome back to the first segment of the program. I bet to default the first one always run from. That is the first segment run from 9 to 10 o'clock is where we connect our media colleagues from across to speak to us on major happenings from our respective location. Last evening, we were here and we're here again today. So good evening to all of you and welcome. The name is The Abraham Cooper Senior. I'm here on the first segment of the program. We quickly rolled across Liberia as we start to bring forth our guys here this evening to speak to us on major happenings from their various counties here. And today is good that we also have. Last evening the network was very very troublesome. So it's good that we now have Hensi Jua on the line from River G County as usual. Good evening, MC, and welcome.
Yes, let me say good evening to you and good evening to the good city of New City.
How is River G County, better?
Well, where I'm personally speaking from, the place is relatively good. I mean, things are on course and people came from the various farms because this is a farming area, so people just keep at the farms. I mean, they are okay and then things together here in this part of the country.
That's wonderful. We have been informed that the Antonin Ellis Young was able to identify or donate one flat screen television along with 50 pieces of plastic chairs, a set of DSTV to the youth there in the country. Bring out to speak on this donation.
Yeah, well, he's Anthony. He's an Anthony at law. He's a lawyer. Anthony at law. Anthony Ellis Hawkins Young and Ellis Hawkins Young. Yeah, he's a son from this country. So he's residing in Monrovia, and then due to the opening of the port, it's fun and it's usual that the doctors who are lawyers, I mean, having their biases, who's the son, one flat screen TV, one set of DSTV, and out of 50 pieces of plastic chair. So the Refugee Youth Association, the Association of Refugee Youth, commonly called ARCHIE. So it's a mono youth grouping for the country, and it is being headed by the president, President Natu. We are not to. So he made that presentation to the youth, and they received it. So in an interview with Mr. Young, Anthony Young, he told us clearly that it's a kind gesture, and it's also kind up to all humanitarians and other people who have been doing work for more development of Cameroon in the country. So with that, it is initial support to the youth activities in the country. We have that. I mean, they can go, and we also allowed that. I mean, people can have the news very close to the terrorists where they'll be witnessing. I mean, most of those things are happening in the country and that of the world at large. So, without giving a slap screen, it's very promise to the recharging DSTV as well for the youth to be on top of information and to also be on top of issues that we need to know in the country or the country. So, as I said, that is all received by the youth, as it is the country, through the president of the president we are talking to. I mean, who has praised him for the airport and also promised that all of those things will be used, will have paid for this entire purpose, that everything will be installed in town in the youth center for anyone who use them to see what will be happening across the country.
That's wonderful. We also get information that a 33-year-old man named Chokon traded died in a tragic motor accident in I think it's Purukan town in River G County.
Well, yeah, sure. So that tragic motor accident happened there in Toroke, and Toroke is a town that we commonly call C on C. So it happened over the weekend, where the 33 years old man by the name of Trokon Tragic involved in the accident, and that car is a four-door pickup car, and it's belonging to the Bull Liberia Liberia. So it's a company that's operating in both Grenfell and China counties. It is a route from back in the day, passes through the way of Flibo,
Mm.
and then coming down to got to the area there. It seems like after the pass through fish down, the pass through all the sound, the reach to that place. I mean, your power I think before you reach a beautiful character. So, I mean, with what we've been told that one of the, I mean, the driver who took the car there from that route, in person of Moses Quia, he was the driver on the car. He said that car broke down in the curve, and it was in the night, midnight. I mean, it was going to the morning hours, which was
Mm.
on Sunday of this beginning. So, Chukon, who is a motorcyclist, was also coming from Town, coming to Zwedu, coming to Bebo character, and he ran into the car. So, I mean, he was struggling for survival. He tried to do what he could, but there was no way, and they rushed him back to the Peter Hospital. Unfortunately for him, he made it damage, so his knee was taken to the funeral home and went for 2 weeks in Ghana. So that tragic accident happened there in Colombia, where King started, who was 33 years of age, and then entirely death. After, according to information, he ran through the car belonging to GV for the couple of the San and Grand County.
They also know whether the traffic division there in River G have been able to establish the cause of this accident.
Yeah, sure. So we were able to speak to the Liberia National Police detachment, more especially for the chief of traffic, a person of Officer Johnson. Officer Johnson is the chief of traffic for the County detachment. We spoke to him. I mean, he said that they have established some level of investigation,
Okay.
and then with the first investigation in his possession, he says that, I mean, according to what he saw, because the car was parked there, and they went to do the drawing of how the car was parked, but actually he spoke to the media that the car was parked on its lane, and that was the same lane that this young man was using, and he ran the car in the night, midnight around 11, when it was 12 in the morning.
Wow.
So, I mean, that happened, and then he said they are still establishing more contacts and doing more investigation to know whether it was true that the car was parked.
Okay. We also been informed from that county. I don't know. I know you have brought information to this that district number 2 policy maker on Wabi Churupe Wo also donated a brand new diesel camera generator to the very door that's the Dopo worth US $1,000 in Fishtown City.
Yeah, so the lawmakers that I mean he was here in country on today, and then finally he left the country. He's en route back to Monrovia to get to the main office there. But then the still here in the country, he went across his district, in district number 2, where he made a series of donations, presented many things to people as well. So today, before he could depart the country or depart his district, he made a presentation to an individual. And this person is a businesswoman, one of the business tycoons who is having, I mean, a catering, sector where you can go, she can do a catering for you. In person of Madam Mary Dopostati. So, Madam Mistress Mary Dopostati has received a brand new diesel camera generator, which is a 50 kVA,
Mm.
worth over $1,006 from the side of Representative Abby Chukwu, who is the lawmaker for District 2. And having said that, Faith Town City is in election district number 2. So that donation came about of losing the activities that the lawmaker is taking on in the district. So it is just to cap off the issue of the electricity aspect and making sure that according to the lawmaker, he said that people have been crying for electricity because the issue of the LEC in the country is not realistic. So
Okay.
looking at the business people on suffering for electricity, so he has come to the aid of Madame Dopo, who is a teacher in the country,
Mm.
to see how best she can have electricity. And he always thought that she can also use that machine to supply other people that will be around the community to see how best they can get electricity. So she can receive it, and according to her, she's happy with the donation. For recognizing her as well, she will use that machine for his internal purpose. She said, and why the Lord, because said that she supply other people. She said with the support and willingness of people who will be coming and willing to get on the land. So she said that they will all they can work together to have cover in the area. So she prayed the Lord maker and a the donation given to her through the Lord maker from his office as a doctor to.
All right. Lastly, before we leave you, the Forestry Development Authority, in collaboration with Community Watch Forum, electrified two public schools in two towns in Glarod Administrative District. What this is all about? It is part of their scope of operation. Bring us to speed.
Well, so it is not community watch forum as well. You were right previously. The Forestry Development Authority (FDA) and that of the Wild Dependency Foundation. So it's
Oh, okay.
WCF. Yes. The WCF is a branch that is controlling the Crown National Park between River G and Grand Judah counties
Mm.
around the Kunamo Belt and also around the Gala Belt with both River G and Grand Judah. So FDA and that of the Wild Deposit Foundation have been doing this shit across the country here, in fact, in some part of Grand Judah as well. So they are crossover and they came back to the country, more especially in this district where I'm situated right now in Glaro district. So they they carry on electrification to two public schools.
Mm.
One happened there in Freetown. Freetown is the town in Glaro district. And they have electrified the elementary school there, and also in Glaro U-Ball, they have electrified the Glaro public school as well. So we spoke with the FDA, one of the team leads that came here in presence of Mr. Charles Tower. Charles Tower is one of the head of the FDA, and I think he's busy every day as well. So Charles Tower came along with the team and he did the installation. So according to me in an interview with him, he revealed that the FD and the White Justice Foundation, they did necessary of bringing those in light to the people, those solar lights to the people, the schools, to see that best they can boost government effort in the issue of making sure that the night school aspect, be meaningful because over the years they understood that people want to go to school in that, but due to some issue of electricity, people
Okay.
are able to go to school. In fact, people who are in the Gleewar area,
Mm.
who are in part of this area and want to go to night school after they come on a farm and no calling to the school. So they came to the people in by diversifying those places. So we spoke with some of the principals. Most for the Yuba Public School principal, Mr. Terry Nene, and he reveals that yes, the school will receive it, and in fact, they came and did the installation. So citizens around those areas now, they are hearing and seeing that our best they can have restriction from national to open in their area. So they are happy and they are thinking so for the platform them so far and more and longer time. So with that, they are happy to say thanks to FDA and WCF for the effort platform that in that part of the country.
Okay, thank you so much. MC is good, and we're glad to have you on the platform tonight. Thank you so much. We hope to, if we can get an update from you tomorrow as well. Thank you so much, MC.
Yeah, sure. Abraham, so it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me as well. And then to our main listeners who are always supportive. I know that after the program there are some people who will make some contributions. We are open, our lines are open. We open arms to everyone who speak to you. We are the media and reaching out to you is also important. So Abraham, thanks for the work as well. You are doing for our people in that part of the country. Giving the information people from here living there want to know what happened back home and we all the people as well. So thank you for having me. and it's a pleasure always to be with you on your platform there in Red on Top FM.
Thank you so much. And folks, that was the voice of Hemson Joa. He's dead in Riverview County. With no time to waste, we'll quickly roll to Thompson Blue. We was not able to start at the appropriate time today, but it's good that we're here. Yeah, we trying to see whether we can get Thompson W who is posted in Nimba County to give us update relating to major happenings from that part of Liberia. And Thompson is on the line. Good evening, Thompson, and welcome to the show.
Good evening, AB, and good evening to our great people there in Zulu Whiskey, the length and breadth of Grand Jida County.
How is Ganta, Nimba in general?
Well, Ganta is good. This evening, the people of Gompa City are doing pretty well. Past the street of recent, there have been a street light around the intersection, the road leading to Sanikole and Saklepi, where normally someone would say the boiling part of Gompa City have been regulated because the street light is ensuring that traffic is directed in a rightful way that people's life will be safe. So it's a good news and it's working pretty good. And you will see people in the traffic, more especially motorcyclists, they're observing the traffic now. You know, it be the issue of accident rate in our country. I don't know what at the end of the year the Liberia National Police were able to come up with a report. How many accident cases, how many deaths in the accident cases. I mean, normally I used to see that, but this year I would not really taking note of it.
Okay.
But something that other cities need to have. Other cities need to have the street light to make sure that traffic is directed by it. You know, Liberia National Police cannot do all. Well, I think doing that will also be good. So Ganta is enjoying from that, and the commercial motorcyclists and car drivers here are also been observing that as well.
Wow, that's wonderful. So how is it with the citizens and the installation of that traffic light somewhere around the triangle there at MP gas station?
Well, like I said, the traffic light is doing extremely well because people are not really used to it.
Okay.
But now the motorcyclists in Ganta are now taking note. They have been observing that as well because in the morning, where a lot of students going to school, people are going to their businesses, hospital workers are going. I mean, normally you see that place before the traffic light can be installed in that place. Normally there can be accident. I mean, motorbike hitting. Some people missing each other with motorbike. It was too bad. So it was good that the city corporation and the Nima Authority, the county administration were able to do that through Senator of Bon County, Johnny Quay.
Okay.
So it has been effective, and people have been observing it. Motorcyclists are now getting used to it because it was not is new to have the traffic lights here, but it's getting to people now that it's supposed to happen. So the only thing we need to also encourage Ministry of Transport to do is to sensitize people, more especially motorcyclists, normally during Manaseli administration. I used to observe that where motorcyclists through the traffic union will sometimes meet motorcyclists to have washout with them, to tell them some traffic rules, so they provide helpmen and all the stuff like that. But I know this administration, probably through the Ministry of Transport, they will think about it, doing that. It will also help our motorcyclists and their driver as well. So, I mean, it's been good here so far. It's been protecting people. And even, motorbikes, sometimes 10, 15 motorbikes can be in line in the morning just to wait and see the green light to pull. And it will also flip on the other side with red light, and then the traffic will have to stand still on the other side for a free movement. So it's been doing well.
Wow, that's wonderful. Is there anything else coming up from Nimba?
Well, from Nima County here, we have been observing The business sectors here complaining. I'm talking about market women here have been greatly complaining about how the city corporation is not using their office to make sure that people who are selling market, more especially clothes, slippers, in the street should go in the general market.
Okay.
And according to them, there are so many community markets that are also contributing to their challenges faced in the general market. Sometimes back, the general market here, there were authority, I'm talking about city police, enforcing that law from the city corporation that everybody should move to the general market. When you are selling clothes, you should have, there should be a place special for clothes. Maybe you will travel from Grand Gile to enter Nima, you want, maybe your trouser is dirty and you want to get new one. You don't have to look for jean trouser area, maybe 200 jean trouser area. All over in the city to buy. Sometimes you are a stranger. So whenever they tell you there is market here and this is the market, definitely you go there, you have to get jean trouser. And there should be area that you will sell jean trouser. When they say jean trouser selling place, there should only be a jean trouser in that place. When they say bony area, there should only be bony sell in that place. But that rampant market selling in a city where people are opening their own marketing communities, the market superintendent, Tenny Yom and other marketeers have also been raising that concern that they are also calling on the city authority to be able to help, so that the regulation can go across. People should leave the main streets to go to the market, so that, and when you enter Ganta, you go into the market to buy your slippers. When you have opportunity to buy it from Peter, say will sell it to you. So that is their complaint to the city corporation, that if it's in the main street, they're in the market that they were demanded to sell in the general market will not make money. People who are in the street will make more money. So they are not different from the market they're selling in the general market. That's the same clothes they're making, and that's the same shoes they are selling in the street and in the general market. Why people should be demanded, some people should be demanded to go to the general market, and other people are still seen in the street. And they say it's actually not good for them. They were even planning to take the streets. But I know the city corporation, they have sent some communication to the city corporation to make sure that the law can be enforced. People who are selling in the main street should leave, more especially clothes seller and more of that. Then one of their recommendations is the money exchange group should also be to a particular area. That when you enter the city, there should be a one rate that is tabled, that the money exchange, if today's rate is 185, it should just be 185.
All over.
So other people cannot be saying they are selling, if they are issuing money 195, while other people are doing 175, while other people are doing 185. It's conflicting. So that have been also their complaint of recent. So these are issues that is happening here. But we have been finding means to talk to the city corporation, to talk to the superintendent of the marketing association, Madam Tenny, to also hear from her as to what have been the response coming up from authorities who have the full responsibility of regulating the market activities here. So she told us that tomorrow we should get back to our office to see how best that issue can be handled.
It's something serious, because especially those guys who selling on the main street, especially the sidewalk where pedestrians used to, they're supposed to use to walk because of the traffic. Those guys are now selling all over the place now, and people find it very difficult to use that particular sidewalk. So there is a need that the city corporation they have to address that issue. It's very, very important. So thank you so much, Thompson. It's good to have you on the platform this evening.
Okay, thank you, Abby. I always here available.
Thank you so much. And folks, that was the voice of one of our professional media hoodies there, Thompson, WULU. We're trying to get to the national capital. I want to get what you might call it. I'm trying to get Brown Kai here. Brown is there in the national capital, but we trying to get him, and as soon we lay hand on Brown, we'll bring him quickly on the microphone. Yeah. So just hold on, folks. As we go for this break, we'll open the line, don't worry. So quickly, we'll leave it like this. Like I told you, one of our professional media colleagues, Brian Hyatt, is on the line from the nation capital to speak to us tonight on major activities, that actually took place today in the nation capital. Good evening, Brian, and welcome to the show. On top FN is Zoaju Grand Jide. Yeah, been a while.
We have now appeared on the platform to give some update to our people, but we are just happy to be back, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the work doing there in the interest of the people.
That's good. How is the nation capital this evening?
Yeah, Monrovia is relatively calm, specifically around the Peaceville end to where I am talking to you right now, unless other places where people might have different view of their status, but from where I am, the place is cool, and then everybody doing their normal businesses as usual.
That's wonderful. Today we witnessed the appearance of Prophet Key, there at the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. Bring God to speak. How was the entire process? I know you're one of those professional media colleagues that also follow the activity. Let's hear you.
Yeah, so the Supreme Court, the bench of the Republic of Liberia, recently they extended an invitation to Justin Opa Yezian, commonly known as Prophet Key, one of Liberia's popular talk show hosts on the social media. According to the Supreme Court radio content that will be issued to Prophet Key over the weekend of last week, it was being stipulated in their communication that Prophet Key is caught online, podcasts, whereas he was mentioning the Chief Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court, His Honor Justice Yami Kwekwek Begsi, using some profane languages and leveling some, allegation related to corruption, sentencing to over replacing Sierra Leone at the Supreme Court.
Okay.
So when that information went viral on various social media platforms, the Supreme Court sees it as something that goes against the judicial line, and it has some moral issue to deal with the Honorable Chief Justice. So the reason for which Prophet King was able to have gone online to use this remark against the Chief Justice, Supreme Court said she needed to come to the bench, to clarify his side while pointing into a news statement. So they extended the invitation, and then Prophet Kito, he accepted the invite, and then he will be scheduled today, Tuesday, February 10, 2026, to appear 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So Prophet Key appears on the grounds of the Supreme Court this afternoon, where he went to clarify his side. But when he's entered, exactly about 3:17, the proceedings started, where the justices in chamber, they invited him, but when we're going through the procedure, he will also produce a lawyer. And then, unfortunately, this afternoon, the Prophet Key, Justin Yezian, he said to the court that he wasn't having a lawyer to represent him into the process. So that brought a little delay, and then the Supreme Court was soliciting his lawyer so they can get into the proceedings, and that was one of the obstacles. But then, as it went forward, discussing the matter, Councillor Desmond Joa was being chosen to represent, Prophet Key. predicated upon their closed zone negotiation.
Okay.
And then the case have been rescheduled. The hearing have been rescheduled for Thursday, February 12th, 2026, 3 o'clock at the Supreme Court, where the Prophet Keys matter will be looked into. So that's what went on today on the grounds of the Supreme Court.
So you guys who were actually on ground, what did you guys was able to get from the public as well regarding that entire process today?
Well, when we went on the ground, probably there were some escorts. Prophet Key came with some other guys, from his side. They came around, other eminent sons and daughters of the countries. They came around, to witness the process. From divorce view, from what we understood is, while it is true that freedom of expression is something that actually cardinal in our constitution, but the route that Prophet Key went, by inserting the mother of the sitting Chief Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court of Liberia, is something that is unprecedented. It's extraordinary, and then somewhere even in the process, they say you can go there, apologize because your statement go down well with your country, with people with mistakes, using such a word. But if you say corruption, and if you say something, I think but what is so concerning April, the route he went using insult, actually it has some moral impediment. That's some of the view that we got from the witness, our witnesses, and that of people that were on ground that came to monitor the process. But then when Prophet King himself he arrived, he actually been admitting that he knew some profane, diction and languages on the Honorable Chief Justice. But we just hope and pray that all goes well on Thursday. We'll be there again to follow the proceedings on how the hearing will be concluded.
But Brian, before I take leave of you, with from your own journalistic, or analysis, what do you think going to be the outcome, of his appearance on the 12th?
The thing is in a form where as he used an insult, public insult. Public insult as a whole is a crime under our law.
Okay.
Yes, but sometimes big crimes are being imposed on individuals. Sometimes in the judicial system, the law looks at the gravity of the offense.
Okay.
The intent behind it is sometimes it leads to. So it's a civil matter though. So if a hearing is being conducted, don't be surprised if you don't see Prophet Key in jail. Probably you could walk out to come. But sometimes too it can lead to a fine, for causing insult and distraction in the public. So that's what we are looking at. But the lawyer today, Councillor Beswin Joa, who is representing Prophet Key himself, he reserved all comments until Thursday can come, because we were asking him today on how he feel, representing, a man that Prophet Key as he is being purported on the social media, his output, his vision towards state leaders, and then his approaches, is something that was serious for the councillor to respond to today, because he said he got to go in a closet with clients to have some in-depth discussion before he can give in a clear, picture of what transpired. Then, of course, he will come up on Thursday to exercise a judicial, idea to that.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian. It's good to have you on the platform, and we hope to always get you so that we can get major update coming up from Monrovia.
Just before you leave for 1 minute, April, yesterday we witnessed a protest action right around the PTM from residents of FDA community, or 10 protest actions against the FDA, that is the Forestry Development Authorities, that is operating in the community. The community people, through their chairman, some eminent residents decided that the entity FTA refused to cater to some of the social corporate responsibility that they're supposed to do for residents of the area. The temporary rule condition that leads to the entity, the lack of electricity, the poor sanitation that is in the environment of the entity. As you can, when you go around the FTA end, you will see that a whole lot of dirt and garbages all around the area. So the community people said they have engaged over years, and then this matter I get to fruition. So yesterday, they took over the street, they blocked the main entrance of the FDA community. That put a stop to workers being able to access their job site tomorrow. Yesterday, so serious traffic congestion right around the FDA junction until 10 to 11 before the intervention of the police, the city, and other relevant government officials were able to come in to pull the protesters and the intervention of the state police before they able to left. When we went to the managing director of the forestry development of state, he said that it's not a responsibility of FVA to build road, rather it's part where ministry crop responsibility. So in directing the community people to the Ministry of Public Work, where they can be able to exercise. And we were like concerned why he said that we are working a place, so you're supposed to have your lobbying power with the Ministry of Public Work to see how best you can handle pliable road condition, because this is a government entity. So he said he hold factor constant because there's a scheduled meeting with the community people and that of the FDA ministry. And the community people are saying that from now to tomorrow, if the call meeting doesn't hear fruition, they will get back into the street. That would be a very unjustified protest actions against the FDA entity.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you ever so much for the update this evening. We hope to have you tomorrow so that we can get more information coming up from Morovia.
It's my pleasure. Always am available, April.
Thank you so much. And folks, that was the voice of Brian Kaye. He's one of our media colleagues. You're all the way there in the nation capital. We got 4 minutes up to 10 o'clock now. We will go to the phone line. Yeah, we don't have time in our favor. 088-114-3504 776-105-105. You listen to our guys. You want to make an import today. Prophet Key, the famous Prophet Key, the more talk about. He appeared today, but it was postponed to next Thursday. That this week Thursday, sorry, which will be the 12th day of February, to appear and answer questions regarding his recent statement on the social media, where he was seen on the official Facebook page, Prophet Key, insulting, the murder of the Supreme, that's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Yeah. 088-114-3504-0776-105-105. We don't have much time. We'll pick a few calls if possible. 10 o'clock, we hold it there, and then we will come to the end of the fresh segment of this program. I beg to therefore, I'm here. D. Abraham Cooper Senior is the name on the fresh segment of the program. 088-114-3504-0776 105-105 0776-105. We pick up this person. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I'm still calling from a dingo caller.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I monitor your whole interview with the journalist in Monovia there. But today I want to know that insulting Chief Justice is a crime. Prophet Key hearing from the other lawmaker.
You say that today you get. Are you saying that today you get to know that insulting Chief?
Insulting leader is a crime, like bro, yeah.
Oh, but you don't know.
I don't. My brother, for the For the past 10 years, we have been people insulting leader here, president, vice president. So today they are telling me that it's a crime. I don't believe that. It's not a crime. 10 years now, they are insulting president and things like that. Nobody has been arrested by it. Then today we are here and they say it's a crime. It's not a crime like people here.
Okay.
It's not a crime. 10 years, 15 years, we have been here in people insulting president. Nothing comes from out of it because the property is, you know what I mean?
The problem is that because people been doing it, they don't take action against it, so it means it's not a crime.
Well, if you not take actions out of the people that started, if you not take action again, they will continue. They will continue.
But maybe the other people that they insulted them, they don't have problem with it. But if you know the other people have problem with it, they can take you to law.
The entire president, they're cutting the entire president for the past year. Working for
the president is a politician. The chief justice is not a politician.
All right, okay.
Thank you. 088143504. This too is Liberia, my brother. You post line my ear today, and I remain mute. You go, you do it to other people. They can jail you, my man. This person, good evening.
All right, good evening. How you doing?
God money me. I don't know about you.
God is also money me.
Okay, that's good. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Thank you. This is Joseph Nian speaking to you from radio.
Joseph, welcome to the show. Quickly, we have to go and link control to the second segment.
Thank you. You see, the people that have problem with people cursing today, they were the ones that even encouraged the people to start cursing people in the past.
By what means?
Today,
By what means?
I mean, as a leader, if somebody is doing something that is not right, and you know that what this person is doing is not right, you have the right, and this person from your party, you have the right to advise them. It's like your son. If your son is going out in the community insulting others, you have the right to discipline him as your son. You know what I mean? But you would rather, take it like because you against this person and you want to see their downfall, so you encourage it. So at the end of the day, the very devil that you dress, will turn against you. This is what's happening today in our society. We have leaders, we have some lawmakers that were insulting presidents, mother presidents, wife, and nobody had problem with it. People were laughing, supporting them. These people. You know what I mean? So this is what turns back to them today. When you pointing your fingers at somebody, the rest will turn back to you. That's what's happening today. So it should be a crime in this country.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your point. 088143504. We are waiting. The arrival of Arizona WULU or Shegu Kroman. As soon as we get word from them, we link control. Good evening to this person.
Hello.
Nia, where you call from?
It's Mr. Gonda. I'm calling from JV.
Originally May Nimba. Welcome.
Yeah, okay. You know what is happening? Unless we have hypocrisy in this country, I will go well. When it's against you, then it's bad.
Okay.
When it's against other people, it's fine. Because you are causing a past government official at the same time he went to the state causing the president of this great country. Even the mother of the president, he used to cause the men and people clapping from the key. Is this something demeaning and you were doing it to other people? And you better off because they called you Chief Justice, so you were part of the Supreme Court bench. Only you are just didn't make the head. You are taking decisive action to deter this man from that kind of attitude. You kept quiet today now. Talking the arrow is facing you, then he says back. That is start deceiving people here, man. Let's stop the hypocrisy. Let's try to do something better in this country.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. We will soon be leaving at that moment for now. As soon as we get word from WULU. So we can pick up a call if possible. We have to go, yeah. And I already seen the panelists coming. We have Amos D. Wright is already here. Fred Veteran Smith is also here. So, and now we had to go. We definitely had to go. This is how we come to. But let me just treat you this person quickly before I go. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Am I there?
No, March.
Okay, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah. So much for it. You know the people that need it. That's fair. Because and CDC move for them now that person when they want to George. Say you can hold on. What is kind of I know. Gloria is a child of blessing for them. Not with people like me. There are a lot of men where you got my what is that of day to day?
Okay.
Well, John, I was talking Yoga and the case. Wow, like
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll leave it like this. And folks, this is how we go on the fresh segment. You know, this too is Liberia. And the platform is created. This is where we set the pace, the agenda for Mama Liberia. Yeah, so we also give you the opportunity so that your voices can be heard. We leave it like this. The name is D. Abraham Cooper. I'm out for now. Yeah.
Oh yes, and of course that's it, folks, here on Top 105.3. Let's say many thanks to the man Abraham Cooper who've been here with you on the first segment of the program. I beg today for. So the name is Alexander. We're going to be taking over from Cooper's as we also welcome in our panelists on the show. So that's a mix it. Today why is our team some here this evening. You know, right? Yeah, for the Supreme Court to offer a key, and that's another news in the country. Mr. Wright, good evening. Mr. Wright, how you doing? The veteran.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Already.
Pretty good. You look sharp today. You cut your hair.
Is that internet?
You cut your hair.
Oh yes. Okay.
Okay. Our guest. You gotta cut out your microphone.
Okay.
Good on your side. Good afternoon, Representative Niquita Race.
Good afternoon, Fred. How are you?
Oh, it's in the afternoon over there. Yes, in the evening. So the time different. 2 hours difference?
Yes, it's 3 o'clock, 3 p.m.
Oh,
right
3
now.
o'clock. We stay in the afternoon. Yes, 5 p.m. evening.
Correct.
Okay. You on time, and let's see if the moderator. Okay, let's see. Let me see if if not, I will start the show rolling.
Okay. Apologize for last week, but it was just a really odd day. The day ran longer than we did, and I had a late lunch, and I was in the middle of people in a restaurant, so it wasn't productive for a meeting. So an interview.
I was looking at it. I said, how will I introduce you today, and then something came about the name Naquita.
Mm-hmm.
And they broke it down. So Naquita is an Americanized female given name derived from the
No, it
Greek.
is not. It is a Pele name that means
Ah, I think the way
mother.
it's spelled. I think the way it's spelled is different.
That means
This.
mother of my name means mother of civilization, and my father gave me
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
They're almost similar. It means the unconquerable. Mean that
Ah,
somebody cannot be
I like that.
so I look at it, I
I like
said,
that. I like
woo!
that meaning too as well.
So when I look at it, I said to myself, woo! So, so the name came from Greek and it means someone unconquerable or victory, somebody who always wins victory.
Oh, I
So
love
I
that.
said to
That's
myself,
good.
whoa, how to
I'll
start
take
it.
the Greek meaning as well.
Uh, and it said the person is associated with strength.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said, what? But now this the part you might not like. They say it has a root in Spanish and Greek, but you have your own in traditional Pele.
Yeah,
So
and it's fine because a lot of words can have different, can be in different languages, right? It could be,
yeah.
it means one thing in this, but the pillar meaning of my name means mother of civilization. So
Oh, that one
means
much powerful.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so ne means mother, and then
Mm-hmm.
kuita,
Quita.
we say kui
Yeah.
means civilized, right? And ta is
Civilized.
town. So yeah,
Ah.
yeah. So
Oh,
that's
so we in Black History Month and we're learning history at the same time with the name. And the name is so important to us when we give name. That means you represent that name and you should live
right,
up to the fullest that name. So I
right.
was looking at it, I said, what? The
Wow.
meaning means something. Yeah. And it went and it said Naquit, but the way they spell it on is
Hmm.
NAQUR, only one TA.
Yeah, yeah.
And it says it's a baby name, meaning origin and popularity.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, that's very interesting. How was your day so far?
Pretty good. I had well, we had some bills come on the floor today that we passed, and then we are in the middle of our budget week. So this
Hmm.
week we're doing what they call supplementals, and Colorado is in a budget deficit, so we have to cut $800 million out of our budget in order to balance our budget. And so you can imagine that means that there's no money for the bills that we're running. So we're in a very tight place. And
Ooh,
so it was a little bit depressing actually going through the budget because, like we said, we have no money. And so if we have to react to something that happens on the federal level, we don't have much room to move. So, yeah.
oh, that's something hectic. And then last week you were on another engagement. You couldn't be with us, so we accept your apology.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let me just go around introduce some of the panelists. Right now we have Mr. Wright. Could you introduce yourself to our special guest, Mr.
Yeah,
Wright?
sure. Yes, please. Are you hearing me?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we can hear you.
Introduce yourself.
Uh, Honorable Rep,
Yes.
blessed
How are you, sir?
greetings. My name is
Greetings.
Amos T. Wright. My name is Amos Wright. I'm in Liberia, presently in Monrovia. I come from the background of the civil society organization, specifically for the alternative dispute resolution angle. And it's a pleasure and a blessing being with you on the platform.
It's my pleasure and blessing to meet you as well, Mr. Wright. How are you tonight?
Thank you.
So how are you tonight, Mr. Wright?
My night is fine in my own fashion. My cold has reduced. Last night wasn't too fine for me. I wasn't on the show, but I'm particularly happy that I'm sharing the platform this evening with a very special guest. I don't know how easy it would have been sharing this platform with such person. So that has helped in making my day a great one.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I think we just start the show, and when others come, we just introduce, them to the panel. My name is Fred, the veteran Smith. Call me Fred Smith, and this is Black History Month, and we are privileged to introduce one of our own daughter who lived the sword of Liberia and her American dream. Now she consider herself American Liberian and now holding a distinguished position, a representative for the 40th district in Colorado. And her resume is so unique. So I would give her the opportunity for her to share some of how she would like to be introduced.
Thank you so much, Fred. It's my honor and pleasure to be here. I think you interviewed me when? Way back when? When was that we?
It's easier to determine when you first held the position.
So
Then
that was back,
yeah, it had to be.
yeah, because I got elected in 2020.
Yeah,
So
okay,
I don't know
yeah,
if it was 2020 or 2021, but
2020 because yeah, it was the campaign and all of that.
so it was
So yeah,
2020. So
yeah.
okay. So yeah, and so it's my honor to be here. I guess I'm going to my sixth year. So yeah, my
Mm,
name is State Representative Naquita Ricks, and I am proud to be representing the 40th District of Colorado. And I've been serving in the House of Representatives in the General Assembly for 6 years. Um, and, during this time, I've been fortunate to pass many, many bills that have impacted my constituents in the state of Colorado in positive ways. We've dealt with lots of things because during the time when I got elected in 2020, we had just, once I got elected and sat in the seat, we had entered into COVID. And so
mm,
we had to come in mask during that time for like almost 18 months in the state house, trying to ensure that Coloradans were safe. Um, and through my position as a representative, I was able to partner with our Colorado Department of Public Health and, you know, create partnerships to ensure that our immigrant communities and senior communities and people were safe. Um, if you remember back then, when the COVID vaccine first came out, there were lots of restrictions on who could access it and how you would access it, where would you go to get it. And so there was a lot of confusion around that. And so by partnering with the Ethiopian community of Colorado, going to mosque and churches, we're able to vaccinate over 8,000 members of the community. We also passed out, I will say, at least 1 million pieces of hand sanitizers and masks during that time. We went all over the state, even to like the meat packing plant where people were dying. There's a plant here called JBS. Lots of immigrants work there, and the conditions there were poor. People were sick, and people were not properly being taken care of. So we're able to pass our masks, ensure that people got access to the vaccinations and got access to information. We also helped the community with food insecurity during that time because once COVID struck, we found that people didn't know where to go get food. I mean, people were locked in their houses, and children who typically got 2 meals a day at the school now were at home. And so parents had to feed their kids all this food, and then jobs were kind of people were on a freeze. So there were so many things that were not norm outside of the norm, and being the president of the African Chamber of Commerce also
Mm-hmm.
helped to relieve some of this and bring valuable information to our community. So I've been proud to serve in Colorado, as I said. And then in as far as Liberia, I have been very involved in doing investment conferences through the African Chamber of Commerce. I'm the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and we are an 11-year-old organization. We've been able to take people back to Liberia to look at opportunities. And in 2022 was the 200th year anniversary of the founding of Liberia. And when we say founding, we know that Liberia became a republic in 1847, but in 2021 was when freed, enslaved, formerly enslaved blacks went on a ship called the Elizabeth, looking for that, promised land. They first landed on Chevreau Island, but then eventually they landed on Providence Island. And so when we talk about the founding, is the anniversary of when they actually arrived on the shores of Liberia at Providence Island. And so we were able to celebrate the 200th year by bringing John Amos, Roland Martin, and during that time, President Weah was, in office. And so me and several people, Dr. Kula, Hester Baker, and others planned that event and brought people there to do an investment conference. We also did a commemoration to celebrate, the anniversary of the founding of Liberia. We did stuff with the women there, and President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was a part of those celebrations. And so, we've been heavily involved going back and forth. In 2018, I became the president of the Liberian Surfing Association, and which is a title that I still hold today. And proudly to say that in 2024, we're able to host our first international tournament with surfers from 5 different African countries. And and it was an amazing event that really put Liberia on the map to showcase our world-class beaches and surfing breaks. And so we will be doing another iteration of that in May of this year, May 28th through the 30th. So I'll stop there, but
Let's start there.
there's so
So
much,
much
to talk about.
elaborate background history, and same with in History Month, you have given detail. Let me introduce some of the panelists, and then I will come back. Uh, Let me get to Legend. Introduce yourself to our special guest, representative of the 40th District of Colorado, Naquita Riggs.
My greatest pleasure meeting you on the platform. I'm Elston Wisse, widely known as the Legend. I'm a former broadcast journalist, currently working in healthcare in the USA, and it's my pleasure. It's a very decent, very beautiful thing to see Liberian thriving in the greatest country on planet Earth, the United States. My pleasure.
Let me introduce our newest member, female. So we have a female guest, so we can say all male. Claudia Smith, introduce yourself and greet our special guest.
Thank you very much. How are you doing, Honorable Riggs? I'm so happy to see you here on this platform. You're so beautiful as well, and I'm so impressed by all of the things you've gotten yourself involving Liberia, especially the surfing. I was fortunate to experience that, so that's a good platform. And I'm happy to have you here, so you're welcome. I'm Claudia Smith. I'm a freelance journalist in Liberia. I did cover the legislative for about 2 to 3 years. So, and it's one of my favorite fields to cover because it's good seeing bills being passed and so many things being implemented. So I'm happy to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Miss Claudia. It's nice to meet you as well.
And not the least, our Honorable George Nummo. Please introduce our guest. Mr. Numa, unmute
Yes,
yourself.
yes, I have already unmuted myself. I'm very happy that arrangements were made to get Representative Rick here. I'm impressed. Oh, most of the time when I see Liberians, mainly females, at the top, I mean, or even Fred will remember at one point I said, no, this show was a Boy Scout because we had no female. We have Claudia here now, and I'm happy to see you, Liberian lady. I mean, climbing the ladder, all the way to the sky. So, uh, welcome to our best effort. Uh, George Numbo, maybe you heard about the perspective before during the war years. I'm the managing editor of the perspective. Thank you.
Okay,
Very nice to meet you. Yeah.
we have introduced one more left, but he will come later on. So let's get into the show. Your journey from Liberia to America is a unique one. So can you take us through that journey? Because most people watching you in Liberia say how she became representative for Colorado, and her birthplace is Liberia. So take her through that journey from Monrovia and to America and that dream. Were you expecting that dream, or it just happened? I know you work hard for it, but take her through that journey, Honorable Reese.
Thank you, Fred. That's a good question. Yeah, you're right. The journey is not typical. So I was born in Liberia, and in 1980, when went to J.J. Roberts United Methodist School, uh, Barnes for my elementary school, and in 1980, when the coup d'état took place, and President Tolbert government was overthrown. We woke up on I think it was like April 13th or so, that morning, hearing gunshots in the city, and we didn't know what was going on. There were phone calls and a lot of hush. We knew something had happened in the night, but we weren't quite sure. We went to turn on the radio, and there was no sound coming. And around 12 noon or so, there was a voice that came on the radio that said, this Sergeant, Samuel K. Doe, and basically he said he had taken over the government of Liberia. Shortly after that, there was a pickup truck that showed up at my mom's house. We lived in Lac Basie at the time. And the soldiers came in, there were three of them with their guns. They basically shooed everybody out of the house, telling them to all leave. So my sister and I snuck back into the house. They came looking for my mom's fiance, who was a government official. He was the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Cyril Bright. And they found my mom. They started to interrogate her with a gun to her head. We had no idea what was going to happen. My sister and I were peeking under her room door because they had the door shut, and then they were asking her where Dr. Bright was, and he was in our house. He was hiding. So two of them are just asking her all these questions, and we're like so scared. This other man's like roaming through the house looking. They eventually found, and it seemed like it was hours, but it could have been an hour and a half, almost two. But when they found Dr. Bright, they dragged my mother and him to our driveway. Basically, they threw him in the back of this pickup truck, and then they ripped my mom's blouse. She was standing there in long pants and a bra, they took off. Within a few days, they had rounded up all members, 13 members of the government, all the government officials, all the heads of the government, and they did this kangaroo court, some type of military tribunal is what they called it, and they eventually sentenced them to death. And they tied them on a beach, to light poles on a beach in Morovia. And I think you guys know the place now. I think it's around the place where this PHP Park is, back there
Exactly.
behind the executive mansion. They tied them there and they shot them by firing squad. And so after the soldiers left our house, we knew that we were not saved. We quickly grabbed one suitcase apiece and we went to one of my mom's relatives, my cousin's house, somewhere in the city. And that was really the last time that we saw our house. Everybody else that was there in the house, I guess, came back in, but eventually they all had to stay because the soldiers did come back. Within a couple of months of that, my mom, who was working as a coordinator for the monitor room at the time, asked for and we were very traumatic experience to see lots of people killed, what's happening. But we were like, some of the like fortunate ones.
Yeah, so our line is cracking. So
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not here to at all. The line of the is cracking.
Somebody needs to mute.
Yep. Senator Ryan, can you go and come back?
Is it me?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
We're not hearing you.
Yeah, I know because it's right.
I think we first have.
I'm saying.
Let mute
The
everybody.
line of the is cracking.
So
I'm
let's
not here.
just go out that she can come in. Yes.
Okay.
Veteran Fred.
Yes.
Risk.
Alex, you please mute yourself if you're not talking because the studio is sending a lot of feedback.
Yes, so everybody mute. Okay, much better.
Veteran Fred, can you hear me?
Yeah.
My name is Representative Risk, like taking risk. I hear somebody calling her Rep. Risk. Like taking risk. That's her name.
Somebody taking what?
Risk. That's her name.
Yeah.
Risk. That's why I say Rep.
Oh.
So veteran, she would beautifully lay out to us her background. That's beautiful. So many of us, we have these stories. Yes, she is.
Okay. Sekou, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you want to introduce yourself? Because you just coming in to our special guest.
My name is Sekou Koroma, the Chief Executive Officer of Teach Our People Communications Incorporated, Top FM, Top TV. And I'd like to say welcome. I am also the host. We have three wonderful hosts on this program. Ellis is one of them. I am. And the co-host is Mr. Archie Wright. He's not here now. I'm sure he will be here any moment from now. Then we have the producer, our wonderful producer, the veteran. The veteran himself. Are you coming on, G? The veteran Smith. Yeah, he's always on time. And we have Mr. Numbo, who happens to be one of the panelists. We also have Elston, who happens to be one of the panelists. So, Representative Rick Nakita, I don't know whether I called it right. Let me say welcome to this platform. And thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you. It is
I
back to
think
you.
I think she off the screen. I think she off the screen. I think she off the screen. Uh, and where's our only female panelist? And she's not on. Claudia.
Yes. Yeah, our only female panelist is now on.
Okay.
Um, for one or two reasons. We are
Okay.
working on all.
Legend.
We are working on everything that we can for us to have her in Zwedru,
Okay.
so that she'll be regular with the studio helping, with alongside with Alex. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And we see Anthony W. Gay Sr. He's here. So we have a full house today.
And
Obviously,
nobody
Anthony
has,
Gay, Anthony
nobody has
Gay,
recognized Mr. Amos D. Wright.
He was the
okay,
first.
yeah, I saw him.
Mr.
Mr. Smith, Anthony Gay. I spoke with him, and Anthony Gay is a member from the ANC. I mean, he
Okay.
battles a lot. Any bullet. I'm not talking about physical bullet now, but I mean when it comes to intellectual bullet coming to ANC, he one of those persons who actually stand to facing it, and because of the kind of way he talk, I was like, Anthony, can you come over so that most times when there are issues about ANC,
Okay.
you come into it?
Our representative, our guest is here. Yeah, let's go right into. We have a full house, and so Oliver Nakuta Rick, I know you are trying to put your life story in, and can you continue how that journey? I know it was a painful journey, but now when you look back, all of that and the new 360-degree, your life has turned. How you look at both, and then speaking to all during Black History Month, if we pull all that into perspective.
I really got some of what you were saying. I'm not sure why there's such grinding on my side.
It say grind. It say grinding. I don't know what's the problem.
Let every one of us be muted.
Everybody muted.
And let it speak alone. Get it flow.
Someone has their screen out open more than once.
Everybody muted. Okay. Representative Rick, try again. Let's see how it sounds. I don't know what it is. I don't know where the problem coming from.
So you were asking me about Black History Month and what?
Yeah, I was trying to say, putting all that in the
I think
perspective.
the audio issue is coming from her.
Oh, the audio. So how do we? Okay, it's much better now.
Your microphone. I will look at the microphone.
The microphone.
Your computer or whatever device. Microphone.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay,
Maybe I
much
have two
better.
accounts open.
Right there. Keep it right there.
It's better now.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah, much better. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so what was your question, Fred? Sorry.
Oh, I'd say in perspective, you already have talked about the journey from Liberia, but put it, put that sweet part there or bitter part there into the joyous part now that you're representative.
Uh-huh.
Put all that and tell us that journey. How painful you started telling on the painful side, but now take out that journey to how this journey and what it means to you, especially a 360-degree turn.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's very painful, having to leave Liberia, leaving my friends, leaving everything that we knew, leaving our home with one suitcase on our back and coming. But I think, America is one of the greatest countries in the world. So we had the opportunity to come. And even though it was through trauma, we were resilient enough to be able to weather all the storms and put that behind us. And I think because of the fact that our parents instilled that value for education. We definitely use that to pursue education. And I think you find that in many people who are, even if I ask people now in Liberia, well, what do you want? Oh, I want to go to school. I want to learn something. So, I was fortunate to come here we were first in Chicago, but then went on to, came to Colorado, where my mom had two sisters here going to the university. And that is how we ended up in Colorado. And being in Colorado, afforded us the opportunity to, complete our high school, went on to college, and I got my undergraduate degree in accounting. Went on to CU to get my MBA. And recently, within the last 3 years, I was able to go to Harvard to do like an executive study program for senior officials in government. And so it's been lots of opportunity. And, I think the question was, how did I get to being a state representative? That's a really good question. I never saw myself as a politician, for one thing, and having come through all that politics took us through in Liberia, that certainly wasn't like, oh, I want to be a politician. My background's in accounting and business. I've been a small business person, and has owned my own business, has worked for corporate America. I've done all of those things. And in 2012, I found myself, I was a mortgage broker, an independent mortgage broker, where I did loans for people who were trying to purchase their homes. And during that time, when the market burst, or the bubble burst, they said in the market, where people were not able to get lower interest rates anymore, and the interest rates started to rise, it caused a crash in the markets, the stock market, financial markets. And basically, the cheap money wasn't there anymore. And so a lot of people ended up losing their homes. So, with that decline in the market, I saw that my business as a mortgage broker also declined. And I also even lost my home during that time. But I saw that there was an opportunity because many people were suffering and going through a lot of hardship during that time. And we needed voices that could come out and articulate what people were experiencing. So in 2013, I was asked by one of the state senators or representatives if I wanted to go through a program that would train women how to run for office. And when I took the program, I did not see me running for office. I just felt I would use it to improve myself and my skill sets so that I could continue to serve on boards. But I went through Emerge, and during the Emerge course, which was like a 6 month course, I learned about how to make a stump speech, how to raise money, how to talk about my values, and come up with a platform to run for office. And then I was asked, what are you going to run for? I decided to run for the Board of Regents, which is like equivalent to a congressional district. So I did my campaign, and it was really exciting. I was Rick's for Regent, and it was pretty cool. I ended up losing that race, though, even though I got over 100 and something thousand votes during that time. That was in 2014. And then I decided to run again in 2017. In 2017, when I decided to run, I ran and I came in third for city council in Aurora, Colorado, where I live. So, having lost two races, people said, well, Naquita, you're really nice, and you're smart. However, maybe you should just be a policy person and kind of, be in the background. Well, due to political changes that happened within the state of within the US period, we had like a lot of negative narratives that were coming out about immigrants and who immigrants were. And that really infuriated me. I was very angry to hear that, immigrants were supposed to be from S-hole countries, and immigrants were lazy, and they weren't pulling their weight, and they were a drag on the tax system. And I knew that those were all lies and not truth. So I wanted to, when I looked at the Colorado General Assembly, I knew that we needed to have representation that carried the stories and the lived experiences of immigrants. So in 2019, my state representative decided to run for Senate. And so her seat became open, and there was another Democrat that declared for the seat. I wanted to run, however, I could not because I had a job. I had a really good job with the government. And in order to run, it meant that I would quit the job, but I needed the job to pay my bills. So um, and so that was January of 2019 when the Democrat declared. And then by December of that year, I had another opportunity to work on a grant. And so I was able to quit the job and have a source of income. So when I declared, people were like, oh gosh, she's running again. And so March of 2020 was when COVID struck, about 3 months into the race. And then by June of 2020 was when we had the primary, because we're both on the ticket for the primary. Um, my opponent, like I said, who was another Democrat like myself, had a lot of support. He had, stepped out a year before, so he had cleared all the endorsements. And he also had money that was put out there to support him. Money that's kind of called dark money. And basically, it's called dark money because people don't have to disclose who's giving the money. It's just put in a pot, and then they say that you do not collaborate with the candidate. You basically can send out mailers. So in Colorado, we have what they call a mail-in ballot process. So there's a 3-week window once the ballots are mailed out, where people fill out their ballot and they have to get their ballots in. And so during that time, I had enough money. I had raised about $12,000, and I had enough money to send out one mailer at the very beginning, one in the middle, of that 3-week period. But every day there was like 2 to 3 pieces of mail that was sent out for my opponent because they had so much money and so much support behind him. Right about a week into the process, I got a call from a constituent one day, and the constituent said, "Hey, Nikita, I saw that. Have you seen that large negative mailer that your opponent has taken out against you?" And I was like, oh my God, no. I started to panic on the phone. So I ran to my mailbox to see what was going on. And sure enough, there was like this large um, 12 by 14 piece of paper, 11 by 14 piece of paper that had, not my picture, but it was just asking a lot of questions. The perennial politician is at it again. Does she really live in her district? So it was basically questioning my integrity and, trying to cast doubts about me. So I totally panicked. I had no money to answer the mailer. So I quickly called my consultant through Emerge, and I said, hey, I don't have any money. They just took out this negative mailer against me. And they basically said, you need to calm down and focus on your race. You need to stick to your plan and just stick to your plan. That's all you can do. So I got on Facebook and I started telling them this was dark money coming into this race, that I was the Aurora girl and I was fighting for their schools, fighting for their jobs, fighting for their health care. And I continued to, run my race. On the last weekend before the Tuesday election day, I sent out 17,000 text messages through like an application. And then the next day I sent out these voicemail drops, and it was like war. I was like just there working. It's the middle of COVID, people are locked down in their homes. And basically, they were captives, and then we also still we knocked the doors, but we couldn't engage people, but we left flyers on doors and things like that. So we just really went at it with what the resources that we had. And on Tuesday night at 7 p.m., when the polls closed, I was on my way to go meet my team at a restaurant. And when the polls closed, it showed that my opponent was at 51%. He had 51% of the votes, and I had 49%. So someone called me and said, "Hey, congratulations. It looks like, you're not doing too bad, I guess in other words, it was like it doesn't look like he's gonna beat you too badly anyways. So, and at least that's how it looked. There was like 100 and something votes between us. So I went to the restaurant, we celebrated with my team, and we're very, happy and joyful and thankful watching the returns come back. By the end of the night at 10 p.m., the votes had come in 50-50. So it was showing that we both were kind of tied, and there were just about 100 and something votes still between us, but it wasn't like a huge gap. The next morning, we had no updates. Everybody was nervous. I was very nervous. I went to work, but couldn't really work. It's just like we kept watching to see when the numbers were going to update from Arapahoe County. By 12 noon, the votes were updated, and it showed that I was now ahead by 70 votes. But I was still too close to call, right? And by 2 p.m. that day, I got another call saying, "Hey, they just updated, and guess what? You're 220 votes ahead." And at that point, it dawned on me like, wow, you can actually win this. And I was like, oh my God, I started crying and laughing. I went to lunch, but I knew that there weren't a lot of more votes left to count. And so by the next update at 4 p.m., when it updated, I was 300 and something votes. I ultimately won the primary by 404 votes. And so I was so excited. And from there, I went into the general election and I faced, a Republican at the polls and I won my election. And so that was how it happened. It was a very spectacular win, nail biter. But God is great, and I attribute it to the hard work that we put in, and then the grace of God upon this whole writ. So even though I didn't know this was in my future at the time, but whatever God has for you, as they say, He has for you, and is for you.
Awesome. Now, I have a question for you, if I may, because I'm here in the U.S. and I've been to Aurora. I work in Cheyenne for Microsoft, and so I used to go from Cheyenne to Colorado is very close, and I used to go to Colorado most often. In Aurora was my area, and that I used to
Mhm.
like to go because it's a nice suburban neighborhood. I like that area, and But long story short, will you make a run to the U.S. Congress? Because we do
I
not
would,
have a Liberian-based person in the U.S. Congress. Will you make a run?
I would love to run for Congress. Our congressman now is Jason Crow, and Jason Crow's doing a good job. He was very popular, especially during January 6th, helping the rest of the legislators, keeping people safe. So, I'm definitely open to that. But there needs to be an open seat because, he's a popular man. So it wouldn't make sense for me to go try to challenge him to
Absolutely.
put him out of office. Secondly, I think you had two questions there. You said there isn't a Liberian in the Congress. Actually, there is. There's a Liberian Ghanaian guy out of Rhode Island, a representative, uh, Amos, Amos. One second.
Oh, I
His
thought he
name
was a
is.
state a representative. Is he a U.S. representative?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I kind of
yeah.
confused
So
that. All right.
and I'm not sure which. I don't know if the mother's Liberian and then the dad's Ghanaian, but he does have Liberian Ghanaian heritage. So
Okay.
so he does hold that. And also, when I got elected, there was another Liberian man that got elected at the time, and he also is out of Rhode Island. So when I was elected, I became the first African immigrant in Colorado to be elected, but then also the first Liberian American woman to be elected in any state legislature. So it was a pretty history making race.
Representative Naquita Riggs, uh, I interview you and you won. So
The line is going
can
bad again.
can you break the news that that you will be running again?
Yes, I will be running again. I am going to, in fact, we're just about to go through our caucuses on March 3rd. I'm running as, for my party unopposed. So, I will be running and I will be running for my fourth term in the state of Colorado. Yes.
Thank you for breaking that news on top 105.3 FM. Bet to differ. Thank you for breaking that news. So let me go to the panelists so they can ask question. Let me start with the only female that we have. Uh, Claudia, you have a question for our representative? She's here. If she's not here, let me go to the first man that was on the Mr. Wright. Are you here? Mr. Wright?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
What's your question?
Yeah, thank you so much for the beautiful journey, our representative. I saw so much perseverance. I saw so much optimism in your presentation. Is there any role model that inspired you that you were following?
Thank you. That's a great question. I would say my first role model is my mother, right? My mother was a trailblazer. My mom and dad had government scholarships and had come during the 60s to the US. My mother had a
Can you unmute while she speak?
my mother had a degree in biology from Pepperdine, and my dad had his master's from Drake University in Iowa, and also went to University of California as well. But my mom and dad got divorced, and she was a force to be reckoned with. She was one of the first few people in Liberia to file for child support. She was one of the first few women to drive. You know, different things like that. So I think I come from strong heritage. At my mother, both my parents were very blessed intellectually. So I bring that heritage from both of them. But then I also look at people like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and others, women who have persevered and come through many tough, traumatic times, but are still able to rise above their conditions and still be able to achieve great things and change and impact the world. So I see myself as a person of destiny and one who wants to ensure that people get to the top of their potential. I want to be able to level playing fields and tear down, inequities and things that block people, remove obstructions from the way so that people are able to achieve their greatest and highest goal. So that's who I am. And I'm also a woman of faith. Those are the things that inspire me. I can't hear you, Fred.
You're muted.
Veteran Smith, are you there? Unmute yourself.
You have to.
Yeah, Claudia, can you ask your question? Claudia?
Yes, definitely. I have a question. This is Claudia again from Liberia. I wanted to know something because you're in Colorado, right?
Yes.
And I know that a lot of Liberians normally when they go America, they go Minnesota, more so the East Coast or whatever. So in terms of immigrants, because you said that was like your main scope of, trying to get the votes from and stuff. In terms of immigrants in Colorado, before your seating in 2020, did you see it as like immigrants were not being treated fairly and you felt you could do better and do more about that? And since your seating, has there been a lot of changes, like visual changes where people would say, yeah, our district is really, immigrants are really getting jobs now. They're really able to feed their families now. So I just wanted to know about that part of it.
Yeah, thank you for the question, Claudia. Yes, one of the things that, like I said, one of the areas where I thought there was a missing voice in the Colorado State Assembly was in the area of having lived experience as an immigrant. And I think as a politician or a lawmaker, being at the table and carrying the voices of your community, being able to bring the perspectives that you bring from business or from your life experiences is important. And that gets to give voice when we are crafting policy and putting bills together. What is the impact on these different communities that are underserved, the communities that are marginalized, the communities that don't know how to navigate the halls of power? That is the role as a lawmaker that I play. And by being able to do that, what a couple bills that I've helped to pass in Colorado that has impacted immigrant communities. But keep in mind that every bill that I do impacts all of the residents of Colorado, whether you are native born or immigrant born. But I'll start with the bills that were specifically around immigration. And one thing I want to also say is that immigration is a federal thing, right? Basically, the US Congress, US senators are the ones who can weigh in heavily. But on a state level, I helped to pass the Immigration Defense Fund, which allows people who are going through the deportation process in the state of Colorado to get access to an attorney. You see, the immigration courts are the one courts in the land where, regardless of who you are, you could be a 5-year-old girl that doesn't speak English, you do not get an appointed attorney. It's not like a criminal case where you can get a public defender. You would go through, and if you can't speak English, the judge and the prosecutor would basically make decisions about your life, and you will be deported. By passing that bill, it allowed people to come in, organizations to get grant funded so that they can help to defend people going through deportation. Another bill that we passed was to stop the building or in the cooperate first the cooperation of municipalities and people who municipalities and sheriff departments from cooperating with ICE. And as you're watching the United States right now, the importance of keeping people's data private and ensuring that people are safe. We also, stopped the show me your papers kind of deal, where they just, but, now with all the executive orders and stuff that have happened through the Trump administration, we know that all of those civil rights.
Mm. Are we
Okay.
are we overcrowded? What happened? Alex.
She might have had a call or something. But I think we all need to mute. There's also noise in the background.
I don't think that the mute. I think
No, I'm saying equally so when she's speaking, everyone else should just mute. It's much
yeah,
easier.
yeah, I know.
Yes,
But I think okay, I get right here. So
What I've been saying the whole night.
+231 77 465 7236.
Okay, so I muted everybody, folks. Yo, good evening. Because there was a lot of feedback. I was listening to the show while I was coming, and there was a lot of feedback while the lady was speaking, the guest was speaking. So I muted everybody. But I don't think we have the guest with us here. I think she dropped. No, she's back. Ooh, okay. All right. Let me unmute you, Fred, since you were on the floor. Fred,
she's
go ahead.
back. I think her photo not shown.
Yeah, the video is not showing. Let me unmute her.
Representative Rick, can you hear me?
Fred. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Folks, I'm going to meet people.
I think maybe it's a technical. Okay, I think she's coming back. Is that right? You think it's from our side or
no, it's not. It's from her side.
Okay.
So we're going to drop her, and then Red Ricks, you will have to come back. I think it's your connection.
Yeah, that's
okay. She's coming back. Okay, Mr. Wright, we have a jam-packed panelists today. Everybody wanted to come, but it's been very interesting interaction, and so we hope we can go. Probably would be up to 7. I think.
Yeah, that's great. Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to all the panelists for coming. Hopefully, you guys can do this Monday to Friday, man, to make the platform. I mean, when you're watching it, look good. It look very beautiful. The whole place is full.
I don't know if it's me, but I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me? You guys not hearing me?
You hearing now?
I'm hearing you, Archie.
Okay, I'm hearing all of you guys. I'm hearing you all.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, so you dropping, coming, you come back.
Anthony gone?
Yeah, I think his audio went bad, so you come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, what I was saying, I said when you're watching the show, when you're off the show and you're watching it, it looks very good. You know what I mean? The stage is full, and you know, Madam Race is doing such a wonderful job explaining about how she got to where she is. And I was just enjoying the show on my way home, you know. And so I wanted to thank you. Thank you for that. But while we're with
I think you're on your side, bro. Okay.
Let me phrase. Okay. So, let's do a little bit of chat while we're waiting for her to come back. I mean, I can't understand that tonight, but you must have to go through it.
We want you to unmute him again.
I know. But
he's supposed to be muted.
yeah, she coming. She'll be back in seconds. Yeah. So probably who will ask question, I think.
Right, 1 second. I'm gonna bring her back on the stage. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Representative Naquita Ricks, you are responding to somebody's question. Are you true with that question? Claudia question about the impact you have made in a short period of time.
I was talking about right. There's many bills that I've passed, and this year I'm working on almost close to 18 bills. Each one of us get 5 bills every session, and I've made some huge marks on helping people save their homes from foreclosure, making sure that homeowners have a little bit more playing field and a more just laws when it comes to fighting to keep their biggest asset, which is their homes. And I'm a strong proponent of home ownership and helping people with debt for their credit. I've carried many bills to help our small businesses here in Colorado. I also serve as the chair of the Business Affairs and Labor Committee of the House. And so I'm on my 2nd year as the chair. So I'm all about equity and ensuring that people have opportunity, removing obstacles and things that make it difficult for people to thrive and to live in Colorado.
I'm sorry. The second bill that you mentioned about bringing protection breeds, especially as it relates to ICE,
especially as it
people
relates
there
to
in
ICE and
the streets. There are a lot of speculations, a lot of cheese gossip and things being posted on Facebook about people pinpointing Liberians who are illegally over there right now and other immigration status problems. So with this bill you've passed, has it been implemented already? Is there things being done to protect Liberians who are going through the you know the stuff that's going on over there right now that we're following on the news as it relates to ICE and immigrants, illegal immigrants?
So the bill was passed in Colorado and was passed like in 2023, which takes away cooperation between our jails and our sheriff departments with ICE. However, with the Trump executive orders, those laws are federal laws, which so they preempt state laws in most cases. So you're finding that ICE is coming in. They're coming in without warrants. The courts, our judicial system has given ICE the rights to basically stop people because they have an accent or because of the color of their skin. And even though we still have those state laws in the books, I haven't seen a lot of cooperation between our police officers in Colorado and ICE. And in fact, the city and county of Denver recently said that if ICE is coming and causing a lot of disturbance in the city of Denver, the police say they will intervene to try to protect Coloradans. But I think everyone around the United States and around the world are concerned about what's going on and this tremendous power that ICE has gotten. ICE is funded $75 billion. That's what came in Trump's big, beautiful bill for ICE. So they are like a private military force that's out here, not very well trained, and they are out here just coming out for people, and they say they're looking for criminals, but US citizens have gotten killed, journalists have gotten arrested, and people, I mean, you see them go into people's doors. You would think that they're trying to get an axe murderer or a serial killer, and it's just so much brute force, and it's not looking good. People are feeling very unsafe, very unprotected. There's no dignity. And, immigrant communities in Colorado and across the US are just very, very frightened and scared. And I get calls all the time. People are being picked up and put in detention centers and jailed, even though they have asylum cases. And so it's a real, real issue that of what's going on right now. Great cause for lots of concern.
More. Ask your question, George. No more.
Oh, okay. I'm here. No, I didn't get the beginning. Honorable Representative, I applaud your efforts in affordable housing, in strengthening workforce development, in supporting immigrant communities, and in promoting equitable economic opportunities. But with the kind of administration we have nowadays in the great US of A, are you confident that these efforts will not come to a dead end under the Trump administration? Will you feel that Trump will not group you in a squad and come after you?
I mean, thank you for the question. Yeah, I mean, that's a real threat. And like I said before, we have these state laws on the books, but the federal laws can supersede or preempt state laws. So the same thing that ICE is doing in Minnesota, they could do in Colorado. And at any time, unfortunately, when you serve, people think it's all glitz and glamour, but there's threats, real threats against people that serve just for serving their community. I mean, such as what happened in Minnesota when the Speaker of the House was gunned down, her spouse, and God forbid, I plead the blood of Jesus every day and, pray. But those are all real threats. And I think nobody's safe when you really look at it. So
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so have there been any SOS
Legend.
calls from any
Legend.
I'm here.
Legend.
All right.
Ask your
Representative Riz, I peruse your documents online. You're a very resourceful person, and just I'm glad you didn't evade the question about speaking about where from whence you come to present and speak volume. You're a very resilient person, and just because of your stick to itiveness, that's why you reached as far as you reached. My concern is considering where we left back there, and you holding a very affluent status in the great United States of America. I think she fell out, but I have to ask my question when she comes back. She's a very
I lost the
Yeah,
audio again. I don't know if it's just me.
yeah. I think she fell out, but she will come back.
yeah,
Sometimes where you are, it can be challenging with the internet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I want to encourage all of you, man. You guys, please share the show. All of the panelists, please share the show to your groups. Let the people hear you articulating your views and listen to you. Thank you.
And
go ahead. Fred, back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's wait. Let me see. Mr. Wright, be taking over. Let me call the guest.
Okay.
Actually, I want to say something to you. When the show starts, is there a way you can share in groups and like the popular groups that our Liberian community has?
I do, but you can share it when you're in the group. So
Okay.
I want to be sharing the group that I'm in.
It seems from what I'm hearing from you, you can create a page, social media page for the platform, and then you can follow all those various outlets that we're talking about, and it'll be easier to share that way. If you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be very
I never thought about it that way.
What Legend Wizard is saying is what I've been saying. At the beginning of the show, the Facebook link.
Okay. Our guest at the backstage. You can bring her on, Archie. She at the backstage. Bring her on.
And God, don't forget, everybody should mute.
I'm muting everybody.
So I had the floor. Do you want me to just continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back, Representative Riz. So I was starting by laying out my premise that I peruse a lot of things about you online. You're very resourceful where you are, considering the Liberian population where you are. It's not as big as other places like Minnesota or Philadelphia, where we hold our largest Liberian community. You're a very impactful person, and because of your stick-to-itiveness, that's why you've reached as far as you have. So my question to you is, are there people, since you've assumed power or position in November of 2020, are there people in Liberia, like representatives, senators, ministers, people you've liaised with to try to help Liberia? Anyway, it could be through your good position, or just any way, shape, and form in touch with people in Liberia, or in the foreseeable future, you intend to work with people in government so that you can give them it could be ideology. You don't have to be finance. It could be anything that you know of. And then secondly, considering you are what we call a migrant to the U.S. and you hold that position, you would share with us some of the challenges and some of the good things in being in such an affluent position where you are as a representative. Thank you.
Okay, I think I heard part of your question. There was a lot of grinding going. Can you guys?
Yeah, your line says it's breaking right now. So the same adjustment you made, try to do it. Try to make that adjustment. I think you shifted your camera and move your face and try again.
And maybe it's the, I don't know. I am in my office in the Capitol. Maybe the next the best. Okay, so yeah, I think your question was, am I, you know, are there, who am I working with in Liberia?
You're still not coming in clearly. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you know, again, I've been working and doing stuff in Liberia for quite a few years, and I've worked with different governments. You know, I've done some things. I've met with the Women Caucus before there. I did when I did the surfing event in 2024.
Rich would really like to enjoy what you're saying, but I don't think you're coming in broken. So let's do it again. Yeah, let's drop you and come back because we did it the first time it worked.
Yeah.
Let me leave.
And actually, from where I go, I think she said she heard part of the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it expedient somebody like her to see, you know, her best. Because a lot of times representatives, ministers, senators, they come to the US and, you know, and they meet with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Archie?
Yeah.
Take over the show.
No, go ahead. I just come in.
Okay.
I don't want
to. Okay.
I'm just going to be muting it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy doing it.
You enjoy me?
I enjoy muting
it. But you know, I'm impressed that we have a jam-packed panelist today, man. Everybody shut.
You want to pray that you show up every day. You got to come every day and make the content. All right, bring the guests back on, guys.
Okay, Legend. I think you Representative Ricks, you understood Legend question?
Yeah, she said she understood part of the question. Is that why you?
Okay.
Working with how do I work with people in Liberia, other representatives, etc. And I would say that I've worked with different ones starting in 2021, 2022, during the George Bush administration. We did the commemoration of the 200th year of the founding of Liberia, taking people back and forth, bringing important guests like Roland Martin and the famous actor John Amos from Roots. Support 200th year anniversary, and also, you know, each year we've done stuff with the diaspora. This year I was able to help with President Boycott's agenda when he did his event in August in Washington, D.C., August-September timeframe. I was one of the masters of mistress of ceremony and a host there. So to the extent that I'm involved in Liberia, of course, I work with government. I work with the foreign minister there.
I'm really struggling to hear the representative.
I'm not sure why. I don't know what.
I was hoping we could deal with it, but it's kind of it's hard because she's coming in and out. I mean, at one point we'll hear you clearly, then you go back in and out.
Ella, you shifted your camera some way. Try to see if you can shift it around your camera, your device.
Oh, you're kind of good just now.
I'm not sure exactly what to do.
Oh, there you go. Oh, it's like, you know, like. Yeah.
I'm not sure what all the interference is. It's just bad. Okay, are you able to hear me now?
We hear you, but very faintly.
You want to draw your device closer to you and see if it changes?
Maybe, yeah. Let's try that and see.
Do what?
Yeah, bring your device a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah, try that.
Okay, so I was saying that I have worked in many different, you know, helping to support the um, the government recently when President Boycott did his diaspora event in Washington D.C. I was one of the co-hostesses and also the mistress of ceremony for the opening day. Um, and I've done lots of things with the diaspora return, where we invite people back so that they can experience tourism, understand what investment opportunities are. We've done the Heritage Ball, where we recognize people who are outstanding in the Liberian community and abroad in the diaspora and also in Liberia, doing great things to recognize them. So I'm always doing different things to support Liberia and to move our country forward as far as development, economic opportunity, and progress. Then there was the second part of your question. I don't remember it.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. Fred, I don't know how much time the rep has with us. Rep, how long you think you can be with us?
I'm gonna have to leave you in the next 5-10 minutes because I do
Okay,
have another meeting.
that's good. That's good. Okay, that's good. All right. So once the rep leaves, we're going to jump in the crossfire, guys, to discuss everything she told us, and know whether she was telling us the truth or she was just making stuff up. Just kidding. All right. So, Fred, back to you, Fred.
Okay, let's go to. Okay, I think it's time for everybody went one round. So let me ask my question. Looking at Liberia, what can you contribute to our law makers? I know when you were there, you saw some of the things that went wrong. Now you're looking out, yeah, and when you observe what is going on in Liberia, the lawmakers, do that ring bell to you? And if so, is there a collaboration where you can strengthen or help? Like one of the things I've been thinking about when bills come, yes, no, or neutral. What that means to you, yes, no, or neutral in bills. And then you can talk about your project, some of the project in Liberia.
When I look at lawmaking in Liberia, I see a lot of talk about, people talking about what's in it for them. I've heard sayings like, Damatamo, this our time, and it seems like there's a lot of fight about benefits for themselves and not for the general community. And I would say that that is not the conversation that we have here. There's, Liberia is about almost close to 6 million people. Colorado has a population of I'm going to say 5.6 of or so million people. So pretty close in population. We have 100 legislators in our General Assembly, 65 in the House, 35 in the Senate. And I think Liberia has 100 and something total legislators. So it's a different conversation. We run every 2 years. And when we look at the structure of, the House and the Senate, it's similar because, of course, it was modeled after the American Constitution and General Assembly, etc. But we do run more often, and every year, every 2 years, when we run, people want to know what have you done for us. They hold you accountable, and so I would say that there needs to be more thinking about how we can move the community forward, the country forward versus, the benefits. Do I get a car every 3 years and all of these perks that people get? We don't get those things here. Public service is truly public service. So I would love to see more of that. And on that end, how can I contribute? Would love to be able to partner with the Speaker of the House or the Senate Pro Tem to do classes. I would love to bring other members of my caucus and we could come and do an exchange, we could do, just kind of talk about how we run bills and, how they might run bills and do some intellectual exchanges, around that in lawmaking. Um, and then what other questions did you have, Fred? Oh,
I was trying to say, tell me when you have a bill on the floor in the Colorado Assembly, and you have to go yes, or you have to go no, or you neutral. What that means? Because we had a debate here when you said no, or if you said yes, if you neutral, what that means. So can you help us understand it, and then talk about your project in Grand Cape County that you'll be coming to Liberia for annually?
Okay, yes. So, we have to pass bills here, and what is a no vote on a bill would mean that you are against the bill and you are voting for that bill to fail. A yes vote, of course, would mean that you are in agreement with the policy and you want to see the policy move forward. Neutral is not typically something that you see. A neutral, I guess, would be that the person maybe does not vote. But there's no such thing. I mean, for example, has to vote.
Not hearing you.
Oh gosh. Can you hear me now? Okay, so a neutral vote, I was saying that a yes vote means that you are in favor of the policy and you want the policy to move forward. If you vote no, that means no, that you're against the policy. You want that policy to fail. You think it's a bad policy and you don't want it to go forward. There's no such thing really as neutral. For example, if you're in the House chambers, you cannot just pass. I think you have to vote or they mark you excused or something. But it's just, I guess you would be excused. Um, so neutral could mean a lot of things. Either maybe maybe you had an amendment or something that you asked for and it didn't get added to the bill. But in that case, most people will vote no. I don't want to push this policy forward if my amendment or my changes are not made. But typically, neutral is not a place because people expect you to speak one way or the other, and your vote is your voice. So that is what I've seen in practice here.
Okay. Rev Ricks, we want to say thank you. You've been awesome. You've been very patient with us, even though technology seemed to want to interfere with our programming tonight. But you have been very patient and coming in and out. At this time, if it's okay with you, if you want to leave, that's fine. We'll just ask you for your closing comment. And please make this your home. We are welcome here as always. And we'd love to have you again another time.
All right. I want to just thank Fred again for inviting me. And it's been a pleasure spending about an hour and a half with you guys today. And sharing, some of the work that I do here in Colorado. I think, Fred, the one question you asked was to talk about the surf competition that will be taking place May 28th through the 31st. We will be doing the second iteration of the Africa Surf Tour. We'll be hosting over 40 world-class athletes from all over Africa in 8 different African nations. So you will be hearing more about that. And if you're in Liberia, please come out and support.
Ooh, she's frozen.
Very resourceful lady.
Yes.
I just follow her page. She's
okay. I wonder what I think she's still in the back.
Legend, please share her page in the group chat so I can follow her too. She's a very, very brilliant woman.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She is.
Okay. Nikita, if you she's her wheels keep spinning. All right, I'm going to move her. She come back. We'll bring her back on. But at this point, here's what I want to do. Claudia, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Gentlemen, Claudia is the only female on the platform, and she's going to be here. You'll get used to her. Okay. And at this point, I'm going to turn the platform, the stage over to her so that she can carry us through this very fiery moment, the crossfire. Claudia, if you don't mind, can you please handle the crossfire as well, please? So with the crossfire, we allow people to, ask questions to one another. And if they have questions they want to come in to the other panelists, they can do the same. But, you being the game and you know how it works. So it's up to you.
Okay, so are the questions related to the guest appearance, or it could just be like?
I think the guest appearance, and maybe somebody want to interject something for another topic, we can do that as well. But let's keep it up with the guests if we can.
Okay, so my question is to all of you, because the question I had for the Honorable Riggs was and related to ICE, because it's kind of a big issue here in Liberia, seeing a lot of people coming back home and trying to settle their lives and just try to, it's overwhelming for us as well. And then even us who speak English, we're also marginalized as being a deportee or just like coming from something bad because we speak English. I want to know from all of you, has the issue of immigration, deportation, or anything affiliated with that ever affected you or any of your family? That's my question to everyone.
I just want to go first.
Yeah, so
I just want to go first. And everybody's quiet.
Let me unmute everybody. I think that's
what I've seen so far with the immigration thing. I personally have not been affected directly, or any of my family member or person that I know so far. But the fact that they and myself share one thing in common called the nationality of Liberia, we're all Liberian citizens. Before we came here, it breaks my heart to see one or two or three or multiple Liberian going back. The reason why we came here, we all know that prior to the Civil War, Liberians just used to travel casually. But the Civil War gave us no chance. And since the Civil War ended, the country is even in a worse state than ever before.
This morning, a busy day up there.
Some of us that live in refugee camps in Ivory Coast, I can joke some of my friends. I say the life we even live in refugee camp is even better than the life we living today in Liberia, like my man at you, because we didn't have the hardship that the people are having today. I mean,
are you trying to exaggerate? What?
I'm being honest. I'm being honest, because the way we were living, even if you go to Budu camp, the way Liberian refugee were living.
I was once a refugee too. Now.
Yeah, and when you the condition that people are faced with today in their own native country, Liberia, where I didn't have my board out in Monrovia. You went back to Abidjan. You said, I'd rather be in Abidjan than to be in Monrovia right now, right? But here's the part I want to talk about.
Is that bad?
Here's the part I want to talk about. The part I want to talk about is Liberian jubilating. Some Liberian, not all Liberian, but some Liberian jubilating that people are deported. Oh, you sat in our country all these years, you didn't get your paper together. Listen, you don't know their struggle. You don't know what they have been through. Some people went through immigration process because the person who's supposed to help them get that paper, they have a disagreement with somebody. They refuse to show up to the immigration appointment. Other people, they have temporary green card. They're supposed to go back to renew that temporary green card to get the 10-year green card. Situation happening within that process. They separated. They refuse to help that person with documents. So many different variables when it comes to immigration document. I didn't face that. For me, I came to a program where we protested in Abidjan 2003, and we were brought here to this country. I got my document right at the airport. So I didn't face those kind of things. But I can tell you for a fact that other people who've been through the struggle, who wants to be in a country undocumented? Let's just face it. Nobody wants to be here undocumented, right? Some people's situation is so dire, right? And other people can't understand that. And they make mockery. Now, the Liberian in the diaspora are the backbone of the economy of Liberia. Just in 2025, 800 million United States dollars were remitted to Liberia by diaspora and Liberian. Almost the same amount of the national budget. Think about it for a second. A Liberian in the diaspora paying for tuition, sending their family member to school, buying food, sending them to hospital, celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, and you name it, right? So don't jubilate, don't celebrate, because if more and more Liberians are sent back home, it's that crab mentality, come back home so we all can suffer kind of thing. You cannot do that. What you ought to do, you can benefit from diaspora and Liberian by being an errand person. You run an errand to secure somebody's deed, run an errand to make sure that that construction project is ongoing properly. You get 4 or 5 person, you will make enough money, because a lot of people in the diaspora want to build their homes. They don't have trusted person to go to. You can use this opportunity and make money for yourself to be that trusted person who can run errand, secure that land deed, make sure that land is probated, make sure that land is surveyed, and get a proper documentation to them. You will make XF. Once you do that for 1 person or 2 persons, guess what? Thousands of people will come to you, because your good name will be spread out there. Stop being that person who will croak your own family member or friend out of money. You be that person who will be a genuine, honest person. Trust me, money will come to you without you questioning it because of your good deeds. I want to say that.
Okay. I mean, you
you guys
heard about it.
7 or 8 on the platform. You ain't want to talk?
I like what Mr. Gage just said about the importance of understanding that right now is the time for us to make money in Liberia, because there's a lot of people trying to build their houses. They want to come back. People are starting to open their eyes about business and different things. And being an agent on ground and being trustworthy is very important. And that's a value I think a lot of Liberians need to learn to have. You know, it's not about calling America every 5 minutes begging for money and stuff like that. It's about helping one another, connecting the diaspora with back home, you know. So I guess no one else has any, it like I said, it's a national issue. It doesn't affect everyone until your next door neighbor comes back abruptly and he's angry that he's back home. And then, you know, I'm not saying that deportation or people who are deported are bad or got bad values or whatever, but 1 out of 10 come back like out of this world, you know, and whatever they coming back with, they're dispersing it out here. Like 20 years ago in Liberia, you couldn't go outside and see marijuana. You couldn't go outside, you see pills. You couldn't go outside, you see kush. They didn't know about street hustling like they do in the streets of Washington, D.C., New York City. But now you come in Liberia, you just feel like you're back home. People are doing things that they've learned from what others are bringing back down, you know. So it's good to come back if you want to come back. It's not good to be snatched off the street, shoved in a prison 3 to 4 years fighting your case, and then saying, look, I can't fight my case. Let me just come back home. And then you come out here with that kind of frustration, you know. So it's a national issue. It's something you're not talking about now, but you know, because 2029 elections is coming. You don't know who's going to contest. You don't know who might have just come down here and they're in their little bubble building themselves politically to take over the country. So
it's a good question you put on the board. The veteran would like to
I guess
respond to it.
everybody's waiting for Prophet Key issue, so they don't want to talk.
The veteran will answer it this way, in twofold.
Well, I guess we have to pivot the Prophet Key issue for me. If I may talk on that subject, if I'm permitted.
Okay,
I want to give
Mr.
my
Mr.
opinion,
Gay,
and I think the court
has this
has
floor.
given
I'm talking right now.
unnecessary recognition.
Mr. Gay, I think
Mr.
the
Gay.
has the floor.
Yeah, I'm talking, Mr. Gay. I think it's an interesting subject because we have to start thinking about Liberia in a
Yeah, you meet them
positive.
on Mark. Nobody was talking, so can't be on
You
air.
have to you
Not
have
saying
to
anything.
look at
But
Liberia
I really want to speak on
in a
this issue because
positive
what I saw
light.
today,
Mr.
I was
Gay, you got
appalled,
away.
disappointed in the Supreme Court of Liberia.
I said, what's going on,
I want to
Mr.
give a
Gay?
disclaimer. I am not a lawyer. I'm not claiming to be one.
Anthony,
What happened?
someone has the floor. Anthony, someone speaking.
Well, I think your microphone or your earpiece, you can't hear. I think, but we're hearing you, but you can't
Go
hear
ahead,
us.
veteran. Go ahead,
Yeah,
veteran.
I think it's a good subject that Claudia had put on the floor. I mean, it might not be your family, but it affects both the families and it affects the country too. With all that is happening in the world and also here, we should start focusing on how we can better Liberia so when our brothers and sisters come and go back home, they can fit right into it and upgrade the standard of Liberia. But what I'm finding very interesting that our brothers, when they go home, I mean, it's a tough thing when you go home because number one, you have to prepare. When you left Liberia and you came here, it's not the same Liberia today than when you go back. You figure the suffering, the hardship, and everything that goes on. That when you go, not only your family but your friends that you went to school with, the condition that they are living in. And I know it tough. One person cannot upgrade or uplift the standard of Liberia. But collectively, if we begin to put all our ideas together and work together instead of being against people who say, oh, the person in America, he should have everything. And when you rejoice when the person come back home, oh yeah, they send him back home or rejoice. Instead of being happy when the person return, say maybe that person education and other things can join us and we can rebuild Liberia. I think we have to think about this collectively, that you don't have to have the money, but you have to come back with the will or what you have learned here. Put it into use. Don't fool your people. Come back and say, I'm here to work with you. I might not have the money, but I have the idea, I have the education to help you put things together, and let's work together and rebuild Liberia. So it would be all of us. And until we start thinking in that terms, that it would take all of us to build Liberia, the diaspora and people on the ground. And instead of looking at the diaspora, we have all the money. I say sometimes it's sacrifices we are making. And for me, I look at my sacrifices. I look at health. I look at if somebody haven't eaten for days. I pick where I think not that I have it, but I sacrifice. And Christ told us, if you have a 5 loaf of bread or have something, share it with your brothers and sisters. Sometimes we follow that biblical principle in life. And sometimes it come across that we're not rich, but we just following that Christian principle, but sharing with one another. And I think that way we take all of us sharing with one another, whether it's idea, whether it's food, and putting it together like other African countries doing. Burkina Faso is sending money to the country and is uplifting the spirit of the people. We all have to do that for Mother Liberia. It will take all of us to build Liberia. That's it's a good subject for all to start thinking about it.
Claudia,
Can I get in?
I think we need to start wrapping up now because it will soon be 7 o'clock. And my suggestion is that when somebody is speaking, that person should get maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes and not speak the whole show up. So that's my suggestion. But I think we if 7 o'clock is the deadline, then we need to start with closing argument now. That's my suggestion. And Alex, I'm not seeing the Facebook link.
I also want to make a suggestion.
Claudia?
Yeah, but then the student will have to mute because I'm hearing my own feedback. Can I go on now?
Claudia, she's the moderator.
Yeah, okay. So I know before the show started, we were talking something like that, but I want to restate it that we developed a WhatsApp chat group for the panelists of this platform. I don't know how that sounds, where we can either continue talking on issues in the chat room, and then some of them can come to the platform when we are on air.
Yes.
Okay, let me answer that. Let me
already have that.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do have. And Mr. Amos Wright, you are in that group, I believe. I think I added you there. It's called I Beg to Differ. It's in there, and that's a group point because we encourage everybody to start a discussion in the group. Develop the discussion in the group, so that when we come on the platform, we can be able to refine it. But it's good to start a discussion.
So how am I in a group and I don't know?
Okay, hold on. Let me find you. I think you're there.
Go to your WhatsApp.
Mr. Amos, when you go to your WhatsApp, you should be able to find the group name I Beg to Differ in your WhatsApp history where you have all your contacts.
Yes.
You should say I Beg to Differ where you have go in your WhatsApp.
If I were added to the group, I would have known. I would see
Correct.
it.
Maybe
probably you have my contact, but you have not added me.
Amos, do you have WhatsApp account?
He's right. I'm just
Yes,
adding him. He's right.
Oh,
He's
okay.
right.
Okay.
You're
But
right.
then-
I'm just adding you there. That's true.
Okay. I will find you one barrel of cane juice.
Do you see us? Do you see yourself in the chat room?
I'm grown man now. Why are you looking at me? Why you are not thinking about fingering documents? You are looking at me, gay.
As we all know, the quote unquote fingering or document was made up because UP was afraid of
It was made by fingering
and now the incompetence. Listen,
Well, I guess
was made by
hold on now. So the incompetence of the United Party-led administration is on the full display. 70,000 jobs cannot be found. 239,000 students that were fed through this feeding program. We can't find the schools. We found one school in Mangibi, and it got a small kitchen. We got a $10 million villa in Lofa County. So you got misplaced priority. What is the emergency down there? You got a generator makes $3,200 a month, while the police officer get $150 US a month. Make that make sense to me. When almost 3 million Liberians in Liberia currently have no job, and Liberia ranked 9th poorest nation in the world, that means 2 out of 5 children goes to bed hungry in Liberia. This is not me.
So who's going to represent you in the
Are you finger that was it you who
No. Forget about the
you didn't finger the document.
No, forget about the sarcasm.
Comment finger the document.
Yeah, but listen
and
here
then
now.
you bring in
listen,
2 million,
listen here.
70,000, this and that.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Judge, you need to counter him with what you have.
Let me say this now.
Was
you won the election.
Profit, and he went and finger the document and said, "Go Waka, we're not going to live for more than 6 months."
And they go through the case, right?
Finger the document. Is that why you're here to support?
Listen now. So they put throughout the document, the case. The case went in the garbage because it was a nonsense case. It went in the garbage. But here's the reality: people who are being demolished, and the president being very insensitive to the plight of the people. He said God is not creating any new land. Any person with wisdom never utter such a word out of the mouth.
You are talking unrelated things.
What you call unrelated things? We're talking about competence. We are talking about competence.
Go back
to competence. Why you folks are so angry? You won the election, you are angry. You have no skill set to deliver.
Claudia
so you are angry and blaming everybody else by yourself. You more than Donald Trump. You blame everybody else but yourself.
Claudia?
Yes.
They are pushing your issue from the table.
No, but he's actually,
Prophet Key is irrelevant, and the Supreme Court making it relevant.
Mr. Gay is actually still on the topic.
We're talking about Prophet Key here. We are not talking about Prophet Key. We are not talking about Supreme Court.
Boy.
We are talking about different issues.
All right. So, it seems like crossfire. Claudia, am I right? Is it crossfire?
Yes, it is.
So Anthony, I'm going to respond to you. And, lately, if you watch my post since the government that I helped by using my voice to bring in power, I've been extremely objective. And I feel, come what may, Mr. Cummings should be one of the Liberians that should be given the luxury of serving his country because he has proven.
So we got ANC people on the platform. Is that right? Wow.
Well, I'm always going to be objective. I'm going to speak from my objective standpoint any platform I appear on. So I'm going to go. So Mr. Cummings, in my purview, holds all right as a Liberian, inalienable right, and he has the qualification. He has proven himself in the sector that he worked in, and no one can tell me else why. I believe strongly he deserves a chance. But at times the ANC people, the way they discuss the issue.
Can I hold you there, please? Can I hold you?
Yeah, you were crossfiring.
All of y'all who talk
it
about
has not opened.
All of y'all who talk about Cummings, you always make this argument. He has done this in the corporate world. There's no argument. Please, y'all tell us, in the layman term, what did this man do that make him so qualified than any other Liberian out there?
Thank you. I would just give it to you in a layman term.
Please, I'm asking for. Feed it to me.
He can give power to somebody who came straight from a soccer field, became a senator, didn't have anything to prove in the senatorial field, and made him president. And we can make somebody who waged war in the country, Charles Taylor, and make him president. And we can make people who held guns and have no track record of being successful in any sphere of life, Yeke Koluba and their likes. If we can put them in high offices in the country, we can definitely make Mr. Cummings, who has proven to have worked in one of the very lucrative sector in Liberia, Coca-Cola, and he excelled to becoming, I think, like a whole regional head of Africa or South Africa or whatever Africa. But he's
executive vice president, global,
and he succeeded in his private life, and I think he can transcribe to power. The only way you will know and say he's given a chance to serve. And with that said, I maintain no one can dissuade me that Mr. Cummings deserves a chance in our body politics to serve as a president. Having said that, Mr. Judge, I want to think that the ANC people at times they become a little bit too carried away by being on the offensive, that they forget there are facts that they have not had a chance to serve yet. So they should leave some room for, you know what, in life, you can't throw all your eggs in one basket. They attack everybody and forget to know that the day Mr. Cummings gets a chance, they see where they're criticizing people. I always remind Mariah Yakula, who's an executive of ANC, that one day will come I'm praying hard for Mr. Cummings to become president, and you'll see how people will critique you on, and you all should be ready to take it, because the way you dish it out, the how people are going to be handed back to you when Mr. Cummings becomes a president. I'm looking forward to that very strongly. So that's the point I wanted to make. You know, Anthony, not everything you say is correct. Like, for instance, they make clear that that project is not $10 million for that FOIA project. And it was questionable earlier on, but now they've cleared that it's not 10 million.
They say $6.1 million, but they are not.
Right.
They are not.
We have to respect, you know, what they say.
They are not
But
disclosed the
let me
documentation.
honest, I support this government, Anthony. But there are lapses, and there's no secret there are lapses. There are hiccups in this government, but on some fronts, the government is trying. I don't like how they handle this demolition exercise.
Did you elect the president to try?
It could have been better. Did you listen to the Deputy Defense Minister, Spencer Liko?
No, hold on. One second. Did you elect a president who said George Wells offending just to try?
No, I did not say you were elected to try. I said that he comes along the way, and
we try
I think the government is doing right.
And we try the other person, so we should try Cummings.
No. Hold on. Let me make a point for Cummings.
Let
me make a point for Cummings. I know you guys.
No. I got a flow.
Okay, no, but I have the right to say what I want to say about Mr. Cummings.
Cummings. That's the same Cummings who plagiarized Albert Einstein. Say you cannot do one thing over and over and expect a different result.
That's not plagiarizing.
Well, you were just quoting. You were just quoting.
Wait. Let me learn. He did not give credit to Albert Einstein.
Yeah, he did.
That is how. No, he did not. That is how Albert Einstein defined insanity.
Yeah, you are quoting.
Okay. No. He didn't quote anybody. I'm telling you. I wrote it in a perspective. I'm telling you. And you are saying we brought footballer from nowhere and made the person president. We brought somebody who brought war to Liberia and made that person president.
Yeah.
So we should.
But why you ain't calling that person's name?
I mean, it's try and error.
You have heard us say Alex on the
I did.
You calling yourself legend? We said.
Yes. Yeah. No. It's not try and error. I gave you the reason why Mr. Cummings should be given a chance to serve.
They're my other colleague.
Mr. George. Mr. George, I want you to know one thing.
No.
Liberia.
Let me learn.
Okay, learn.
They're my colleague here, my friend, my brother. Even though you call himself senior, no, but I'm the senior here.
Mr. George,
I'm a junior. That's why I'm
the senior ladies and gentlemen, I beg to leave the platform.
Mr. Josh, nowadays I refer
I
to Liberia
I beg to retire.
Okay.
I refer to Liberia as a case study today.
So,
can I say something?
Listen to the moderator. Yeah, go ahead.
Claudia.
I just want to say something, okay? Because I'm on ground.
Claudia.
You talked about all these leaders.
I am.
Claudia, I dare to retire.
No.
I just been.
Y'all hold on.
Listen to the moderator.
Yeah. Go ahead, Claudia.
Claudia, I beg to retire.
If you guys want power, if ANC wants power, you have to do the noble thing. You have to stop being afraid. You see, Cummings doesn't come in communities. He doesn't go in places. He doesn't implement projects in areas that a person as fearless would. Like you said, Charles Taylor was given presidency. Someone that handles guns was given presidency. You talked about all these people having presidency because they didn't have fear. They wasn't afraid to go places, make promises, fulfill those promises, implement, bring police if they got to implement. And ANC is afraid. I mean, he's just not psychologically ready.
Claudia, let me hold you there. No, I think she landed as crossfire. No, because are you done? Because I want to counter. Are you done?
Hey.
Claudia,
So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think one for the next maybe 2 elections coming, the ANC has any chances. He's got to wait maybe when my children are already in their 30s or something. Right now it's not the time. Right now, like we're in fierceness. We need lions,
Okay.
People are trying to get us out of that dark age where we think African. We're trying to be civilized, we're trying to have that, we're trying to moderate ourselves into catching up with the world, you know what I mean? And we don't need someone soft that's going to come and say, okay, y'all sell down there, y'all block the road, y'all reselling y'all shoes.
So Obama was soft, right? It's okay.
All right, Claudia.
How old are your kids?
First, the person who made those statements is not an ANC partisan.
Claudia, just tell us to make our closing statement.
It's Elston, and I am a supporter
but Mr. Judge,
I beg you, come here. I won't make one thing. I won't make one. Okay, see, I want to say before you left. So tomorrow, if you can join us at 4:00, it'll be good because there'll be a special interview tomorrow. Sekou is having a special interview with Senator Zoe Pennell, and once our interview is over, we're going to come up and analyze what he said on the interview. Okay, I just want to say that before you go on.
Okay. So Claudia, I hope Claudia, you are listening. The person who made those statements is Elston, and I am not a member of ANC. I am a sympathizer of this Unity Party government because of President JMB. Now, your last point you made, it kind of coincides with the fact that Liberia is a country that afforded so many people their chances, and Liberia will show you when they want to give you a chance to be president. That's what they did with Charles Taylor. Even though they say you kill my man, you kill my pa, that's what they did with George Weah. Even you know book, you don't know book, we'll vote for you. So they will show you that they want to vote. So I agree with the point that they may not want to vote Cummings, but I still feel he has a chance and he needs a chance because the people who served and failed, in my opinion, they are not better than Cummings, who has not had a chance to serve the country. I think he deserves a chance. He's a Liberian, and I stand by that. That's all the point I'm making. I am not his supporter. I'm an objective Liberian who feel that people who want a chance and they've shown in their life that they can be given a chance should be given a chance. I just want to make that point clear to you. I'm not.
Thank you very much, veteran Weezer. Try and error on your campaign.
Not try and error.
Okay. So I think the floor is for Claudia.
Yeah.
Now I'm back.
Nothing is back.
When you ran away. Whenever you speak, I can't hear you again. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, but you ran away. Are you hearing
No, I didn't
me
run
now?
away. I'm saying something. Whenever he mute me, I can't hear him speak again. When he speak, I can't hear him. Whenever you mute everybody, I can't hear him again.
When you were saying, when you were talking, you were muted, and I'm here. I don't have the opportunity to mute you. I wish I had.
No, not you.
Okay, I wish I had because I was going to mute you throughout the whole thing.
No problem. It's usual because George Lobo, Steven Johnson,
I'm not.
All these people run away from me.
Hello.
I'm not run away from you. You're battle.
Hey, George
ANC people.
And
you battle. How would George Lobo run away from you?
George Lobo ran away from me on focus on Liberia with Dennis Jah. Ask Dennis Jah.
I said, okay, but
you know that you're not sharing your sentiments.
I'm trying to correct you.
You know that.
My last name is N-U-B-O.
Mr. Numbo.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Nimbo.
No, that's a whole different person. You're talking about.
Mr. Nimbo, let me make my point real quick.
Okay.
I hear this argument all the time. Can the experiences of Mr. Cummings be translated to government? The answer is yes.
What experience?
Okay, listen now. Listen keenly here. Leadership remains constant, regardless whether it's public or private. It remains constant. My skill set as an IT engineer, whether I work for a public administration or I work for a private entity, remains constant. It doesn't change. My leadership skill doesn't change. I manage huge projects And even if I'm transcended to government, I can still manage the same thing. Performances remain constant. Now, in government, there's different nuances, and in private sector, there are different nuances. Yes, you can navigate those nuances, right? But your skill set remain constant. If you're not a good public administrator, or if you're not a good administrator, whether you're in the public or you're in the private, it will show. Cummings is an administrator. Cummings was chief executive administrator and executive vice president for Coca-Cola Global. Look at the function. You can Google right now Cummings' function, and you can see everything about legal activities, logistics, administration, what from top to bottom falls under his purview. Even finance falls under him. You understand? He managed over 65 billion United States dollars without a penny being missing. Now, somebody will say, "But it's a plug and play, it's a template administration." Then the question I'm going to ask you: why are coaches fired? Why vice president, CEO are fired from company? Why directors are fired from companies? Why supervisors are fired? Isn't the company has a template? Why are they fired?
Mr. Gay.
They have the same template. Now,
Mr.
found
Gay.
one Liberian who are rich, the upper action of the corporate executive ladder compared to companies in this country.
A question.
Right?
Oh, please.
You're not going to put none of them have ascended.
Let me ask my question.
Say it is a plug and play.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right?
Yeah. Mr.
So
Gay.
that is the point I'm making. Now, leadership. Like me, I'm going to break the news here because I broke the news on other platforms. I'm going to be contesting the senatorial seat in Grand Jury that comes 2029.
I'm not
right?
talking about
I can
that.
tell you, my skill set.
That is not here.
My skill set will set a difference because if you have people who do not understand that
Okay, Tune, but you got to break that up.
Hold
on now. Let me end with this.
Please.
People who do not understand the responsibilities, like the likes of the current Chief Justice of Liberia, who takes his personal feelings and attach it to their position, then we will have the calamity that we have in the country right now. There is nothing in the penal code of law that suggests that Prophet Key violated any law. He cannot sack one.
I'll hold you right there.
Thank you.
Mr. Newborn.
Actually, let me come in. I mean, Mr. Gay is very interesting. I was in, he said he's not hearing me. I mean, or maybe somebody need to be telling him because
I don't know because he's muted. I don't know. Let me see me unmute him.
Okay, let somebody unmute him.
I'm hearing you now.
Okay.
But when you mute everybody, I can't hear you.
Okay, all right.
Okay. If you stop talking, that would mean we are having a discussion. Okay, he is muted again. Okay. And he gone. But what I'm saying, I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I was member of the Liberian Community Association of Georgia. I was the treasurer. All the meetings we had, Cummings were in Atlanta there. He never appeared there. The first time I met Alexander Cummings was when I came on Ellen delegation 2006 to Washington for the debt relief. That was the time I met Cummings. Cummings never associated with Liberian organizations. And Cummings, I mean, the first time he ran, I have some friends who called me and said, "Oh, we want you to be supporting Mr. Cummings." I said, "Who is Cummings?" The Cummings from Atlanta. They say yes. I said, "No, these." He said, and these were Marylanders. Now I said, "No, Cummings need to be doing this, doing that, and what have you?" Because Maryland County is already a base. And the guy who called me said it costs money. I said, "Oh, so to run will not cost money?" I mean, I feel that commerce is just because veteran legend we say that try and error we have in the country now. So commerce will come and try again, try for the third time.
I will never use word try.
He will bring the rice, he will bring the palm oil, or the cane juice, and we the Kwa people will say Bati that was on here. That's what veteran we say want us to do. That's what Mr. Gay want us to do.
Veteran George.
But we have to go beyond that.
Veteran George.
We have to go beyond that. The Kwa group is becoming very sophisticated.
Veteran George, since I'm here, let me make that clarity to you now.
I call myself veteran. I call myself legend.
Okay. All right, Mr. Nubo. Mr. Nubo.
I still have to flow.
Popo Ulio.
Popo Uli. I will have there. That's me. And look, we the Southeasterners.
Remember, you are just speaking about the time. But people speaking without watching the time.
Yes, Mr. Nubo, like you want to conclude?
All of them took plenty minutes, and I wouldn't go on to half
except legend
minutes, and I will go beyond or maybe 7:30 or one of you. But they my picking they call gay, and the other picking here they call wizard.
Yeah,
they are not in for the Kwa group. They are not in it for Liberia. They want us.
My
grandma is from Blege.
I'm from Pliwo Sorokan District. I'm from Blege. Pliwo Sorokan District. And these people, Blege is in Harper District. These people here, Archie, these two guys, they want us to be trying people every day. We tried Charles Taylor, we tried Ellen Johnson Sally, we tried George Weah, and now they want us to try commerce.
All right, Mr. Cummings.
No,
I you can go ahead.
Hold on. Seconds. Alex, hold on. I beg you. It's 12:15 a.m. in the morning. Like we gotta let Alex go. Okay? And then we can hang on the platform.
Right.
Alex, all right, hold on. Alex, you want to say something, man?
Alex want to say something. Alex enjoying the conversation. He enjoying the conversation. You want to go there?
But Alex gotta go home.
Alex, I gotta enjoy the show, but then the talking pet made me so happy. But I hope we have to do that or sooner, because at that time, like from 10, 11 people can be listening. So it will sometimes be good that we start this conversation maybe around 10 to 11. That
What that means?
Feedback.
Okay. Maybe Archie, maybe we can pick a day, let's say Sunday.
Can we do Sunday midday?
Saturday.
Sunday sounds good.
And we fight here.
Okay. Saturday sounds good.
It's like white man can't jump, right? Old man can fight.
Saturday sounds good.
You like the way the
I got one punch there. I got one punch there. On both sides.
So you don't agree
on that? One punch for gay. I got one punch for legend.
Yeah, because you like the way the system is corrupt. You can get people and bang it. Somebody go there and bring it to you. That way you let. You don't like protocol.
Tony, you don't agree now. We are the panelists. Do we want to do a Saturday round-up of the week?
Absolutely. I'm available.
Legend?
Yeah, we'll go for it. Saturday.
Mr. Legend voice low.
Yeah, no, fine. The only thing I'll be tired. So every Saturday I go to play 35 and up basketball. So
I'm on the clock, bro. This kind of time on Saturday, for Boston again, be a bit good.
Yeah, okay, good. Fine.
Mr. Nuba?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Let have prime time.
Okay, great. So Saturday, I'm going to tell the
country in Liberia.
Okay.
What time Saturday?
You know what I want to tell Mr. Nuba?
Right, the time.
What time do we want to juice for? On Saturday.
Okay, let them tell you. I don't go to church.
It's 6 o'clock now. Is it
I don't
5
go to
o'clock or
church.
4 o'clock, right?
So-
4 o'clock, fine.
So
What time is good for you? What's the the members that gotta send me WULU?
4 o'clock. Because
4 o'clock what time? Eastern?
Yeah, you want to do Eastern 4? That would be 9 o'clock.
Eastern
9
5.
o'clock to Alex.
Okay.
Alex, what time is good for you?
Saturday it works for me, but I'll just be tired when I come from playing. I just gotta.
And what time go for
this
DC?
discussion, what time we can get the point?
No, because one of the things we have to know is on the first segment of the show, we call people from around to give an update. So
no, then when I Saturday, we're not doing that.
Oh, Saturday, right?
We're not doing that. Saturday.
Yeah, then that would be good.
Okay, good. Okay.
We can get come out.
We'll come by. How we gonna do it?
No problem. I'll be okay.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
No,
Mr. Nubo, where you going?
All right, you can go.
All right, so I'll be watching the show. I'll be watching the show as soon as I go.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, feedback. I think that only when
the tell me you speaking that Archie is supposed to understand that.
The sister group.
That sister group.
My grandmother tribe. I was away from my late grandmother.
Now, Bubble people and Archie from Grandkiller is a bubble man.
Mr. Nemo.
Yes.
The UP is a complete recycled political party.
Okay.
Please allow me to answer him on the live.
I can't hear again. I don't know what happened when
Mr. Nubo,
I can hear you.
Okay,
but
good.
What happened to your fingering of the document?
You can finger a microphone anytime.
Want to make drop?
So listen, Mr. Nubo, I'm going to say this to you. You and I know I made clear from the day I arrived on the platform that I'm maintaining a free position, but I support this president, JMB. But I will always try to be objective. And my objective stance on this issue is I feel Mr. Cummings deserves a chance. I will never tell you, say, we should go and do try and error. No, I will never use a word like try and error. The reason why I feel he deserves a chance is a Liberian who has proven himself in the field that he's worked in successfully. So if possible to be given a chance, he should be given a chance. That's my point.
The same thing about Archie. Archie Wright. That's the same thing about Veteran Smith. That's the same thing about George Newell. That's the same thing about Anthony W. Gay.
No, they've not put for themselves. Anthony Gay has not put for himself. Anthony has not put for himself.
Let me
Mr. Cummings has put for himself.
Number one is job creation. Number two, the economy. Who is better suited today to manage the economy of Liberia other than
a business person? We need to try a business person.
Oh Lord, Jaji, you see the abomination the minute causing on the platform.
No, what is that? You see that abomination?
Look at Trump.
Better suited.
He has a business background. He's thriving.
But first of all,
and now you legends.
And then he has worked in the field.
Legend, we say you spoiled.
He has been tested.
I will make a
disclaimer. You understand?
I would tell you.
Do you know the market value of cocoa?
I would tell you.
$321 billion United States dollars.
One at a time, I beg you. One at a time, so we can
Liberians, ladies.
One at a time, so we can draw. I beg you.
Actually,
Mr. Nubo, you got 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes.
Yeah,
okay, let me land. I can tell you about prominent Liberians, ladies, who supported Trump in the first term because of Trump money. And that is the same argument or similar argument you, like a wizard, and Honorable Gay Senior are making right here. Cummings got money. He was at Coca-Cola, making this sugar water, thing. And Coca-Cola factory in Painesville closed down without Cummings intervention. And he was the god, Coca-Cola god. And in his backyard, Coca-Cola operation closed down. And that's the try and error, the Mr. Gay Senior, Legend Whistle, they want us to take again. That's the risk. After we made George Weah president, we made Charles Taylor president, we made Ellen Johnson Sirleaf president. And we have now no veteran politician or veteran or government official, Joe Boakai. And I feel these two guys, they don't know what time it is. And that's my point.
Okay, thank you.
Let me go before you, please, if I may.
Anthony, go.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Sometimes it is good to listen to the elders. That does not necessarily mean that everything they say they're right, but it's just good to listen to what they have to say, just from a perspective. You want to compare a Donald Trump to Cummings? First and foremost, Cummings is a man of integrity. Donald Trump isn't. Donald Trump, every business he managed failed. Cummings excel to distinction. Cummings excel. Donald Trump failed. Donald Trump launched his
Anthony, can I call you to a point, please? Because you made a very important point. So to get some clarity.
Yes.
You said every business that Cummings managed, he excelled.
Yes.
Can you name some of the businesses that Mr. Cummings managed in the past?
Good. The Pillsbury Company is a full company to get us craft.
I know Pillsbury. Yeah.
In Minnesota, Cummings was the youngest vice president of that company at age 36.
He said it on OKFM.
He was the youngest vice president. He left Pillsbury Company before working for LBDI temporarily and before going to Coca-Cola in Nigeria in 1997. So Cummings moved from a regular financial guy up to the executive vice president level of Pillsbury Company in Minnesota.
So what happened to Coca-Cola Painesville?
No, listen.
Listen, we didn't interrupt you.
Mr. Cummings retired before the decision of Coca-Cola in Liberia. Mr. Cummings retired in 2016, after 19 and a half years with Coca-Cola. Then Coca-Cola made a decision, I think 2020, if I'm not mistaken, to shut down the plant because of the market. Coca-Cola didn't have that plant that they shut down. They took it to Burkina Faso. That plant now is in Burkina Faso. It's booming in Burkina Faso. You understand? Now, yes, we're coming intervene. In 2014, when there was Ebola crisis, all the Liberians that worked at the Coca-Cola plant in Liberia, they stayed home for 11 months and received their salary for 11 straight months without going to work. That was Cummings' decision because at the time, Cummings was head of Coca-Cola Global. So he made that decision for Liberia.
Hey, King, let's get clarity.
You got your time?
Yeah, I paused his time. Thank you. I paused his time. You still got about 60 or 40 seconds to go.
40 seconds.
Mr. Gay.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I didn't know the information you just
shared.
Huh?
Yeah, Mr. Gay, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Mr. Gay, 40 seconds.
Because I'm calling him to a point.
Come on.
Are you impressed? Are you impressed with what he's saying?
He's providing information that would need.
He's entitled to 2 minutes. We're impressed or not.
When it comes to Mr. Cummings' information, I'll be
uninterruptedly.
So here's the thing, Mr. Gay. You said Cummings paid the workers in Liberia for 11 months.
11 straight months.
Okay. But Mr. Nuba also asked you, why did he not step in when the plane?
Mr. Cummings was already retired.
I'm coming, Mr. Gay. I'm coming.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me land the question.
All right.
Because you can't say he paid for 11 months, then he retired. I don't understand
two separate times.
Okay. Okay, so if he retires, that means he still had influence within the company. You say he worked 19 years. Even with the company I'm working, if I retire today, I can still call one or two managers and say, hey man, can you help me with the person? Can you bring them on? You know.
Yeah, but help with one person and the decision on the whole country, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's the point I'm coming to, man.
Good.
You said it closed because the business in Liberia was going down.
Correct.
Of course, the business must make money, but the manager also has the capacity, right? They also have that latitude to be able to scale down, and still maintain certain level of operation within that locality, because you don't want to, in the case of Liberia, you don't want to put everybody out of work. And you know him very well. You come in now knowing very well you have some political ambition. You don't shut that down. You're not going to come back to haunt you. So you could have scaled down. If you have 50 people working in the plant, cut it down to 10.
Mr. Gay, ask for
you keep 10 people.
All right. Can I respond now?
Yeah, you got your time back. Go back.
You were asking somebody for input. Say, help me out.
Okay, Mr. Nemo.
Yeah, I'm here.
This is 2026. We are allowed to speak now.
Oh, yeah, 2026. But you are asking somebody,
No.
Hold on.
We allow that to speak.
You were asking somebody, how should I respond to Archie?
Can you allow me to speak now?
Go ahead.
Good. So, you raised a valid concern, Mr. Wright. When Mr. Cummings was the executive vice president and chief administrative officer of Coca-Cola in 2014 during the Ebola crisis, the entire plant was shut down. And everybody who were employee of Coca-Cola was sent home, and Cummings kept them on payroll. Matter of fact, Cummings took Coca-Cola's representatives to Liberia and they distributed medical supplies for Ebola. It was after the fact that Madam Selig gave him that the highest humanitarian award, the civilian award that she gave him. You understand that?
Why is it? Why is the award?
Mr. Nubo,
when you spoke,
you did not interrupt.
No, he did
not interrupt his time. We allow you to speak without interrupting you.
Why the UP people are so angry?
No, I'm not UP person.
But
okay,
you support
let's give Mr. Gay time. Let's give Mr. Gay. Mr. Gay, you got 20 seconds, please. 20
you
seconds.
got 20 seconds?
Yeah, but
why is
Mr. Nubo, you can interrupt in a minute. I will restore the man out.
Right.
This is not fair.
Mr. Gay, go ahead.
Look, and they do that to me on almost every platform. They can't even allow me to speak. But here's the thing here, right? When the decision was made, Cummings has already retired. So Liberia was not producing. It was costing Coca-Cola more money to operate the plant in Liberia than to take the plant out of Liberia. Just Total left Liberia. I'm talking about what's the name? Yes, Total left Liberia. And other corporation left Liberia, including USAID, now the Swedish company about to leave, the organization about to leave in March. I mean, the interest was no longer there. There was nothing that Mr. Cummings could influence. This is Coca-Cola decision. This is not Mr. Cummings' decision. What Mr. Cummings is able to do with his skill set is to put Liberians to work. Mr. Cummings has pledged to bring business tycoon to Liberia this year. He will bring investors to Liberia. He said it on OKFM. Investors that will invest in the living condition of our people to give them jobs, because how can I help our people? Our people need jobs so they can be self-sufficient, not to be a beggar, like Bwaka making them to be a beggar.
Archie.
Okay, let's go to legend.
I mean,
Mr. Nubo, I want you to exercise patience, because I will remind you again, when you were speaking, we did not interrupt.
Okay.
Now it's my turn. Okay. Everything I'm going to say here is going to be all harsh realities.
Honorable legend.
When he's done, I will get started. Everything I'm going to say here is going to be harsh reality. Firstly, I brought up Trump because we were speaking in the regard of Mr. Cummings and his work, his discipline. He's a businessman. Trump went to college at Wharton in Pennsylvania and got a business degree. And a lot of people don't know, Trump on his own admission said that when he graduated from college, his father gave him $1 million to start. Think about it. If you and I were giving $1 million, we could probably be Trump or even better today because we didn't have that luxury of a cushion of that kind of huge sum of money. So we are where we are. So against that backdrop, I said Trump, correlation with Mr. Cummings. Having forgotten about, let me get to the reality. I always try to speak and make my point so objective. Mr. Cummings is not the only person I got my eye on 2029. There are other people in opposition that I feel should be given a chance. I always highlight Councillor Gonglo. Councillor Gonglo has done pro bono work for a lot of Liberians. He has worked in government. He's seen government.
What about Archie Wright?
Well, Archie hasn't put forth himself. That's the point where you may are making to you. And I continue with all interruption. So Archie hasn't, Anthony Gay hasn't put himself on out there to become a president. So having said that,
no. I asked you about Archie Wright. I asked you about Anthony Gay.
Okay,
it's conflicted.
See, my time is going to add up because so having said that, the reason why I mentioned Taylor and Weah is all harsh reality. I said I don't think George Weah should have been a president of Liberia, and I'm a strong supporter of Weah against the background of my sports background. 2006, I was one of the youngest journalists in Liberia doing sports on radio and TV. This picture was taken next to LBDI 2006. This is me, very young me in my same Manchester support, and George Weah. The rope you see hanging there, that's my recorder rope. 2006, I was a TV and radio reporter for Power TV, and I was going to Cloud TV to do sports. That's right there, me doing a one-on-one interview with Weah and took a picture thereafter. I love him as a sports icon. He's, in my opinion, the greatest African player ever. Until anyone can bring their African best player, Weah is the only one who won that award in 1995. And I stand by that. He is the greatest African player. And anyone want to challenge me, I take on them.
Dembele just won.
Wholeheartedly. So with those points, and Charles Taylor, had it not been for the low, like I said, it's all harsh reality. Had not been for the low level of literacy rate in our country, Charles Taylor could not be a president, a man who fought war, and a lot of people died because of the war, whether intentionally or unintentionally, or men that cannot be hypothetically president of a country like America with 97 or 98% literacy rate. A man who is labeled a rebel. American professor will read it. What's the definition of a rebel? Rebel, somebody who rebel against the government, kill people, this, that. No, cannot vote for that kind of man to be president. Against that backdrop, I think Charles Taylor shouldn't have been a president of Liberia. But we understand he became a president because people say, why you kill my mind, you kill my power, we'll vote for you because why our literacy rate is very low. Those are the reasons I gave him to say that Mr. Cummings, Councillor Gonglo, even Moneba, if he can get a house right, like I heard that he's not married, I want to see him married, they should be given a chance. The people who had a chance to serve, they are not better than Mr. Cummings. So that's why Mr. Cummings was on the card and we're discussing Mr. Cummings, but I have my eyes on other people. And I will retire like this. If CDC, in my parting from this round, if CDC is going to bring George Weah, who failed already, he failed because the US proved that he failed. They sanctioned so many of his officials for massive corruption. That speaks volume. If CDC is going to bring George Weah back, I see the only person that will really be a forerunner for United Party, Mr. Joseph Boakai, to face Weah, to defeat Weah. I don't think Kung, if he represent UP and Joseph Boakai retires and not run 2029, I don't think Kung can beat George Weah. I think Boakai probably can. And I don't think Mr. Cummings, even though I like his chances, I'll lay out everything, I'm not sure Mr. Cummings can do it. So if they're going to bring George Weah, who failed, I think United Party should bring Joseph Boakai, because there's no way I can compare George Weah and Omer Boakai. There's nothing that comparable. Weah is a complete flunky in terms of presidency because he doesn't know better. They're the people running the show, and he just there as a puppet leader. Nothing to compare. Thank you.
Okay, it's my turn. It's my turn.
It is your turn, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, it's my turn. Legend, you outlined your points clearly. So let me start to give my response to one of the claims you made. You said in one of your claims that Weah is the best African footballer ever to have won the Ballon d'Or, in your estimation. Well, just recently, Mr. Legend, We have had Mr. Musa Dembele. I know it's Dembele. I don't know. I just
Dembele doesn't play for African nation. Remember that.
Yeah, but Dembele is African, just like you and myself. Deep down in the blood.
Yeah, meaning people who play in African countries.
Okay. So all right.
Dembele is not.
Yeah, he's not. Dembele he's not. Doesn't care about African nationality, but he's an African, the race.
Yeah, no person who play for African country. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gave that. But I'm with you. On the comments issue. So our dear brother Anthony just listed a whole list of stuff in the chat room. And among that list, there were a few things that caught my attention. One, it was I think it's 300 kV or Sony kV, I think 350 kV that Mr. Comey gave to the Harper University, TC, I think TC, University in Harper.
University, yes.
Yes. And then he also built a breach in Maryland. But I hope Anthony was still here.
I don't know about that. I think it's made.
You know, he probably could be listening. Anthony could be listening.
Okay. Yeah. So, Anthony, if you're listening, please come by and provide proof to your claim. Because you just got somebody different.
Even the KV he's talking about that was donated to BWI when Cummings was the board chair for the Booker Washington Institute.
Okay. So it wasn't in Maryland. Then, because my question was my question was to the brother, if that guy did all these good things you talk about, how come he got so little a vote in Maryland? Because people would have talked about it there, and would have gained some sympathy or some traction in Maryland. But unfortunately, it did not. Okay, Alex Woman knew that he's home safely. But he didn't get no vote, I mean, he probably got the least vote in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most vote probably somewhere in some borough outside Monrovia there. That's where he got his most vote. So, Legend, you make this thing make sense to some of us. This guy, this is his second time. And you want to tell me all the articulation you're making? The Yakula who's supposed to be, who is not supposed, she is a lawyer, who is a lawyer, and all the great minds, supposedly, around Cummings can make the argument you guys are making to convince the Liberian people to get a man over the 1%, threshold. I don't get it.
You want me to say something
please,
to that?
Respond, please. Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to say to that. I think Mr. Cummings lacks the charisma, and Liberian people, they have a way of showing you
bingo
who they like. That's the case of George Weah.
I want to say bingo to myself.
Yeah, George Weah became president because the Liberian people showed him clearly that they wanted him. When they like you, they like you. And we all know George Weah popularity. George Weah, outside of Nelson Mandela, Jerry John Rawlings, who's gone, I don't see how many people in Africa that are more popular than George Weah, at least to say in Liberia. Look, thankfully, the other day, somebody made a post and a young guy was commenting, and I started to provide some insight on George Weah, and everybody was like, wow. Because when it comes to George Weah, I was fortunate to watch this guy stand on the sideline, call games for him for Lone Star. And I mean, I know when I say this man was a great athlete, great soccer player, I can defend him anywhere outside of politics. So I know why I tell people when I talk about him. Because of that, he must be loved, and he's loved by the people in Liberia. But then there's a thin line. A lot of people cannot draw a dichotomy. They can draw a line between the love for George Weah as an athlete and the love for George Weah in politics, because they don't realize the difference. And that's where our people limitation come into play. That's why a lot of people they can divide that. So they just, oh, we love George Weah, so we voted for him. You love George Weah as a football player. He was a great player. He has charisma. He had big name. But it doesn't transcribe to presidency or politics. That's the line right there, my brother.
Mm-hmm. So you also made another claim again that I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not going to dispute it, but I just want to talk about it in more detail.
No problem.
Because I think I'm with you on this, but because you brought it up, I want you to talk about it more. So you talk about if Joe Weah is coming back, and he's coming back with the same old faces, then okay, what do you mean by that? Who are the old
Yeah.
faithful?
Let me. Yeah, I'm going to be very clear with that. If George Weah is going to come back with Samuel Twe, who told her that he misspoke, but we know people receptive, who told her that he misspoke and told 27 million people
27 million who are poverty.
Out of poverty in their first CDC first year. And just imagine that day I listened to that. I was listening attentively that day because they had 3 people on a panel that day in studio at ELBC. They had T-Max, they had KOK, and another person. I would think about the third person, but it was T-Max when he said, because Eugene Nangwe was sitting next to him, he said, in our first year, you know how to can speak with gesticulation, he made gesture. In our first year, we took 27 million Liberians out of poverty. Then T-Max reiterated, he said, in your first year, you what? He said, in our first year, I said, we took 27 million Liberians out of poverty. That cannot be a mistake. He said it twice, but because you were caught down the line and people keep bringing it up, that's why he went back and said he clarified that it's not 27 million. How can we have, because first of all, Liberia don't have a population of 7 million. So
not even close.
27, not even close. So it makes no sense. But that's what I mean. We cannot allow George Weah to come back to president. Look, let me be honest with you. If George Weah was a very bright person, he would let himself to enjoy the world. George Weah is extremely rich today. 6 years of presidency, he's very rich today. He don't need presidency, but people keep echoing in your ear, like the likes of Maxwell Kimeya, and they keep telling Eugene Nangbe and Maumbi, but they keep telling him, man, you can make it, man. Go by run. Joseph Boakai is messing. Joseph Boakai is messing up. We can see it. He is messing up in some areas. But can you give another person, like I keep saying, Councillor Gonglo, Mr. Cummings, and that's going to be for not 2029. We have a few years. There could be another person, prominent Liberian, that can throw themselves or throw their name out there. Can we give another person a chance? Why should we? So if George Weah is going to come back 2029 and say he's running for presidency, I think the octogenarian Joseph Boakai should run again because Joseph Boakai has a better chance of beating George Weah. I just don't want to see George Weah back in presidency because I love him dearly. He should not be a president. That job is not for him. His job is to
go. You still want to see Cummings to beat Joseph Boakai?
Well, I want for Cummings. If it's Cummings and Weah, I can make the case as somebody who supported Mr. Boakai that Cummings needs a chance because we've seen what Joseph Boakai can do. Actually, you see what the government do. The government is making some errors, even though I support this government till this day.
I know.
They're making lots of errors.
Why do we give Mr. Cummings a chance?
They're making lots of errors.
Thank you.
I know they're making errors.
And I can point. We can say here right now. I can name.
He will compound the whole error issue.
Cummings has a problem, but I think we should give him a chance. But a lot that is not going to happen. Let's be realistic.
Okay.
It may likely not happen, but he deserves a chance. If you ask me any day, he deserves a chance.
But that's why I said try.
All right, Mr. Lugo, let's get you.
Go ahead.
2 minutes, Mr. Nimo, 2 minutes.
Okay. I mean, there's Legend Wisa, who I believe is from the choir group. And
what lesson you gotta do with it?
All right.
No.
You wanna put me in my place.
I take my own time to talk now. And there's Anthony Gay Sr. I feel that both of them are conflicted. And I think I asked a question last night to one of our panelists that what Kato mean, and the panelists tried to define it, and we went offline. So I feel that Legend Wisa and Senior Gay are conflicted. These people are not looking at what will benefit us in the southeastern Liberia, in the Kwa country. They are looking for promoting commerce. Commerce, people contacted me. The first run now, Honorable Numo, we can facilitate your trip to Washington, D.C. to meet with Commerce. I said, who is Commerce? And they explained, I said, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was the treasurer of the Liberian Community Association. And we heard about one Commerce from Maryland County. And he never came to our meeting. The first time I met Commerce was when I came to the U.S. 2006 on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf delegation to Washington, D.C. I mean, that was the time they discussed the how they call it, debt reliever. The billions of dollars Liberia were owing the international community. That's the time it was discussed. And Commerce was there. And Commerce were promoted by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Even Commerce were promoted over Boakai. Bruskin was promoted over Boakai by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I know that. She is my own friend. And then we get Legend Wisse and Gay Senior trying to lecture us. Hell no. The Commerce are crook. I see Legend Wisse and head down.
No, but yes, my thing, right? Yes, my thing, and I'll bring the legend after this. Look, the legend gave a very good reading of Mr. Cummings. Now, that the charisma issue, the people around him must work on it, because this thing is universal.
Okay.
When you, especially in politics, you appear. Look, I got a Donald Trump. Donald Trump, look, you can say all you want to say with Donald Trump, but Donald Trump has a charisma. Okay. Trump was time to get everybody to laugh. You can say some funny thing, everybody start laughing, and the way he talks, everybody want to hear he talk, But what comes out of that talk is what people don't like, But you first of all embrace the charisma, and then before you embrace the individual who is Trump, that is the difference. And I think this is where he wanes a lot of time. But you can't translate that to our dear brother Cummings. Maybe there's something they need to do about it, Judge. They need to work.
No, not you and myself. Let Legend Smith and Gay Senior do the work on Mr.
No, I said they need to work on it.
Yeah, they need to work on it.
They need to work on it because,
Legend Smith, Legend Wisse, are you working on it?
Okay. They can spend all the money.
The man laughing now, asking him a question. Legend Wisse, are you working on Commerce?
No, I think he took a call in the back. So, but Mr. Nubo, we got 9 minutes to go.
Okay.
So, 8 o'clock, I think 8 o'clock will be it. So that we can be able to come back here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah. So I'm glad I will get Saturday agreed to. I'm going to transmit that to the
I'm
monitor
glad like you
tomorrow.
speak come out of the hiding.
Yeah, no, I had to make a quick interaction.
Yeah.
Oh, to talk with comments say that there's
Why you agree your own quad, brother?
some old man here they call John no confront me.
Mr. Nubo.
Yes.
You say you from Harper or you from Bleje?
I'm not from Bleje in Harper.
Plibo Sorokin.
I'm from Plibo Sorokin district.
Sorokin. Okay. My grandmother brother was a popular Marylander, so let me see if you know his name. He died way back, but if you know some people from back then, his name was Samuel Kuyado Wallace. S. Kuyado Wallace. He was a popular man in the growth sector. My grandmother is Margaretha Wallace, his older sister.
Kuyado Wallace from
I think he's the sworn administrator in
Big Town.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandmother brother. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my grandmother, older younger brother. So that family, that Wallace, were very popular. They used to have a foreign minister cousin, George Wallace.
I know Oman Wallace.
Yes, Oman Wallace.
And even there was a conflict between Harper District Rocktown and Washington.
Yeah.
Thomas Bedell and myself met with Oman Wallace.
Okay. The former foreign minister.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so my name is
even Francis, I think that Francis Wallace.
Okay.
When I was at GSC.
Okay.
We sent him to India.
Yeah. So my name is Bishop. I identify with that side because
we sent him there to get a master's degree.
Yeah, I was raised by my grandmother, my father's mother.
That young Nubo and a young Molu.
Right. No, it was a very good show, Mr. Wright.
But I think you and the great gay man, you people are confused.
No, we are confused because you feel we are confused. Because
I feel like you're confused, and this is why we call this station I beg to differ.
Right. So anybody who differ with your point, they are confused.
The day I come to Liberia, you are my son. I will be beaten.
If you're not confused, you are conflicted.
Yeah, you are conflicted. As long as you don't share, as long as you don't share his view, you are confused or conflicted. And Mr. Nubo, for the record, I'm in the U.S. Just as you, I think. You are in the U.S.
No. I will take you to Liberia. I will be on your head.
I'm not exactly. I'm not going to Maryland since I was a child. My grandmother took me there.
Okay.
When I was a child, I've never been back, and I definitely want to go to Grand G there. So more than likely, I would love to go there. No question about it.
I mean, Maryland. At that time, we didn't have River G County and this and that, but everything have changed.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not trying to be too harsh on you or on Mr. Gay, but this is a beg to differ.
Okay.
We have to throw the punches. Even the old man throwing punches, and the young guy, punching the old man eyes, that is acceptable.
Right.
All right, I gotta get the closing statement.
Right.
Yes. 2 minutes to go.
Okay.
So, Mr. Nubo, you want to go first or you want me to go first? Your choice.
You go first.
Okay, certainly. Well, Archie and the rest of the panelists, those who are still on and those who left the platform and following, want to say thank you. And we always appreciate, for me, I wholeheartedly appreciate our producer and our listeners who comment, people who follow via Facebook, make all their comments, spend their time following us. And we hope tomorrow I'm hearing Mr. Senator Emmanuel Zopeno will be on. I look forward to interacting with him. Since 2006, I interviewed him one-on-one at Power FM. I look forward to talking to him when I can get a chance to throw a word or two in. Very, very spirited show. Very good show. Very crowded group of people, and we read it through our wits around tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Legend.
Okay, Archie, thank you, and thanks to everybody. I love the show, and even though I'm an old man, I always like to throw punches to these political neophytes. Hey, so that's George Numbo. I mean, and besides that, I want the Southeast to be elevated, Southeastern Liberia. And that is my point, and that is my call. I rest my point.
Okay, the veteran Smith, you're closing.
Yeah, it was a good show. We had a good guest, Representative Nakuta Riggs. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I send our love to her. That she did a great job. She hope to get her, if possible, Friday. If possible, where things will be better.
Yes.
So, and tomorrow we have a guest, but I learned that there's another guest. So we'll see. We just leave it like that because things can change.
Here's the thing, veteran. He can come and we can discuss everything. You know, for his good. I think they're gonna hold him from 4. I think we're gonna hold him from 4, which is 8 o'clock there to them. And I don't know how long it's gonna run. But however it runs, you know, he can be part of that discussion. But whatever they're gonna discuss, we can bring all of that he want to talk about, the infrastructure, whatever you say you want to talk about again. We can blend all of that into the discussion. I don't think Boniface should stay away tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, great. Thank you all, guys. And here's what I'll say. To you, Legend, you've been in the industry for a while. If you can bring us, if you know anybody else who you want to bring on the platform, you know, as guests, please do that.
Certainly.
Mr. Numbo have a different view. I love his view, man. Mr.
What
Numbo, I love that
different view
view.
now? What view I have?
I love that view.
I mean, we gotta go.
I'm not looking at your setting room. I'm looking at the other view. I love the other one. You brought this one back, man.
Yo, you legend wizard. I can't understand you.
As long as you don't share his view.
I can understand that we're picking Archie.
We know.
Oh, that's sometimes you don't understand, Archie.
Sometimes completed.
Now I can understand Archie. But I can't understand the.
Oh yeah.
That's what you said.
But Legend, if you got anybody want, you know, you think that will come on the show as a guest, please let us know.
But tonight I admire you're ready when we crossfire, man. The way crossfire should be. So I just allow you to go ahead.
Going at Mr. Numbo.
Yeah, that's right. All right, gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. I know we're not going to stop.
That is how we need to have it.
I'll see you. Good night.
Make the show very popular.
Mr. Numbo, we'll see you, sir.
See you, sir.
Okay.
So Saturday for setting you're taking the crossfire Saturday.
We'll confirm tomorrow. But Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye now.